Hey guys, welcome to the tier list discussion. But first of all, we need to do what we need to do. We need to share this link so they get more people to come in, okay? Finally, after some technical difficulties, we have got the new link up. Let me just type. Okay, hey guys, live or FA tier list. Yeah, I'm doing a live tier list and FAQ sesh. Come join. Yeah, there we go. That's beautiful. Boom. Put it in the put it in the Antia channel. Put it in a few channel. And we'll give some time for people to come in and have fun, isn't it? This game is all about fun. And it's such a great day today that we managed to launch this community tier list that has been made by a few people in our Core of Antia community. And this is amazing, because we have always been trying to have a realistic, practical tier list, but it's not easy, isn't it? It's not easy at all, really. Okay, so let's see. Coventus, morning, dude. Yeah, morning to you. Where are you watching the stream from? And yeah, is it yeah, it's morning for you, right? Yeah. And Mohit is here. Oh my god, did I tell you I got a catbird? Oh yeah? Yeah, I did see your catbird, huh? Your catbird is amazing. Yeah, congratulations for getting catbird. Sensei is here. Well done for making it here. Thank you for cancelling all your meetings to come and attend and support this tier list discussion. Coventus, I think they underestimated Ruby Rose a lot with this tier list. She's not good on defense, but everything else she is amazing. Okay, yeah, we can have a discussion later on Ruby and Rose rating. And obviously not everybody is going to agree with all these ratings, and we never thought that we will get everyone to, everybody has different heroes, different awakenings, different weapons, different team builds. Some people are free to play, some people are they pay money to play in this game. So everybody is at different life stage, and life stage. They got different stuff for this game, so we'll go through that. And any one of you who there's any discrepancy, you don't agree with some of the ratings, put it down in the comments. I want to hear from it. And who knows, maybe you guys could be involved in the next update for this community tier list. And this is great because we are looking for more people to be involved, because yeah, it's a community project, so happy to involve more people and see what's working, because we don't just think about this game for people who pay money to play. We also think about this game for people who are just here to play the game freely, free of charge, or spending little money on it, or no money. And then, we need to consider all these factors. So it's not easy to get an agreement, definitely. But yeah, we can definitely look at case-to-case basis, and with each different updates from the game, it could be that certain heroes move up the ranks, okay? So it's not, it's definitely not a set in stone one, this tier list that we currently have, okay? Where can you discuss this tier list? Right here, right now, live action, okay? Just put it in the comments, and all of us will have a discussion and see. But this is a great, very good tier list, because it's more than a few people coming together to put their inputs down, and you know, put their ratings. And then there is Illuminator put weight averages on our scores, because everybody rated the heroes differently. Some people rated it from lowest is F to all the way to the highest tier is S category, you know. So he put the scores, and you know, we got different overall ranks, and then we rank them against you know, PvE, which is campaign, and your events such as your mystical magic kind of quest. We've got PvP, offense and defense, so we split it up into that. We also got whether the hero is very niche in their faction, or whether it niche in monocolor as well. And then this gives us an overall tier rating, okay? So it's a very comprehensive. We try to be very comprehensive, and we also consider their awakenings and their weapons and their team composition as well, how versatile they are. Hi Volfu, hello. I've not seen you on the chat before, so well done making it over here. And you know, right now, let's see, we've got 7 people watching the stream. Yeah, so it's great. We can yeah, jump onto this section over here, which is the raid heroes. And as you can see, we've got a few in the A tier, okay? And okay, so this tier list is based on 5-star and 4-star heroes that we have. At the moment, we haven't given any ratings to 3-star or 2-star heroes, but we want to do that in the future, and show some reasons for why they might be versatile or usable, okay? Because some people say that, you know, 3-star and 2-star are not that usable, but depending on the settings, they could be usable, okay? So we'll go by these colors right now, which is the red heroes. And I think one thing that we need to clarify is that if, let's say, we rated a 4-star as a S hero, and a 5-star as a S plus S tier hero, right? They are pretty much the same, okay? Basically, it means that their usefulness is at the S tier level, all right? It's not trying to say that, oh, example Sigmund, which is this I can't click on the picture, but basically Sigmund, which is this guy over here in the there's no cursor right now. If I wish there was a cursor, but basically Sigmund is a red hero, and he is in the A tier here. But let's say you compare it to a 4-star hero in the A tier, it means that their usefulness is of the same level in the A tier. It doesn't mean that they are doing the same amount of damage, okay? It could mean that, but it's just overall usefulness, okay? Let's see. Julian saying Luca is usable for all the memes. Yeah, definitely agree with you. And Julian is Kenny, right? Isn't it? Yeah. I'm not used to seeing different names in Discord and on YouTube. Okay. Coventus literally use Ruby and Rose all the time, and you think that Ruby and Rose should be B plus or A minus tier? Is that A minus or is it A? Okay, don't worry, we will go through Ruby and Rose in time. This might be a very long live stream, okay? Because there's so many colors to cover. We basically made a tier list for, and we SenseiMo, thank you so much for splitting them into the various colors. We have got red color right now. We will go through them by the colors, and then hopefully we'll go through all of them, and hopefully we'll cover some of the heroes that people are thinking that they should be higher or they should be lower, okay? Like Ruby and Rose. Okay, so don't worry, Coventus, I'll come to that later. Note the skill and the utility of Ruby and Rose, okay? Later we will have a discussion on that. Okay, so for the red heroes, we'll start that off. We currently haven't put anybody on the S tier, and let me see. I guess that's really just overall agreement from everybody. I'm just going to go through also whether I've placed anybody in the S tier for my own calculation as well, because I guess, you know, we all have our ratings, but for me, yep, I also don't have anybody in the S tier. Okay, so let's explore why. Okay, so for Garabeth, let's start with Garabeth. Okay, so for Garabeth, she's in the A+ tier. Torizon is also in the A+ tier. Sigmund is also in the A+ tier. Okay, so Garabeth, why is she in the A+ tier? Okay, so just to say quickly, right? I rated her overall A. Okay, I didn't really give her A+. Okay, I gave her A because to me, Garabeth is more of a reactive kind of hero, because her skill is that she will counter attack. Okay, when you are countering attack, you basically need to be dealt damage to be able to counter attack. So she scores very well on defense side of things for me, but I didn't rate her very high for, let me see over here, let me find the list. Okay, I didn't rate her too highly for PvE. I put her at B to A, and then for PvP offense, I also put her B to A. Defense is where she shines. Okay, so I put her S tier in defense, and faction niche. Nope, she's not faction niche at all. Yeah, she can be used in quite any kind of teams. And monocolor, I put her at B. So that's why overall I gave her A. I didn't give her A+. Okay, so she's a reactive hero to me. Torizon. Okay, let's move on to Torizon. Let's see. And if let's say something that I said over here, you guys can put in the comments if you don't agree, and then we can go through it in detail. But I'm just going to try and speed through this up because there's so many heroes for me to cover. Torizon, I put him overall as B. I didn't even put him as A+. Okay, and but we have here as him as A+ from consensus from everybody. And okay, so for PvE offense, I put him B to A, and PvP offense, I put him A to S tier. Defense, I put him B to A, and for niche, faction niche, it's average for me. And for monocolor, he's S tier. Okay, but basically I average my scores out, and overall he's only a B for me. But over here we have him as A+, because basically it could be that for free-to-play players, okay, for the wider community, okay, general population, if you draw a Torizon, he's pretty good on the burst damage. So I can see that he is good for campaign, he's good for PvP offense, but PvP defense, that is where he suffers. I put him B to A rating because he basically sucks the stats from your other heroes. So if you can put him in defense, right? If you're against early to middle range players, it's okay. But higher tier players, advanced players, they will just take advantage of Torizon sucking the stats and just killing your other allies. That's why I don't really recommend him for defense. And he does burst damage, that is true. But when you get on higher to the campaign level and you don't use him with the other Red Streak heroes, which is his faction, he basically kills your team more than he's doing the burst damage for campaign. Because when you play stages 20, I don't know, maybe like 20-ish to the highest, which is 28, stage 28, basically all the enemies have like 20k to 40k HP. So your Torizon is not going to do too much on the campaign, okay? So here he is in A+, but yeah, I didn't rate him that much, okay? Let's look at the comments right now. Sensei says that, and Coventer says that Garabeth isn't too good on attack as other heroes, super annoying on defense. Correct? Yep. Sensei says that Garabeth is perfect as defender, but not always useful in PvE and mono team. Yep. Okay, so we agree on that. Okay, anybody else don't agree? Write it in the comments. Okay, Volfu, Torizon's weapon is awesome, but as a hero, I don't like him that much. He has some kick from the skill, but takes a while to load it and makes other vulnerable. Definitely, that's the point I was bringing out. Okay, Sensei loves Torizon. Strongman. Okay, you love strongman. Okay, very good. And Kenny, women like tall men. Okay, and he's a dwarf. Okay, yeah, he's a dwarf seated on on the seats. Okay, of everybody. Okay, let's go to Sigmund. Right now, where's my Sigmund? Okay, very funny. Okay, I found him. Okay, so Sigmund, which is the rightmost hero, 5-star hero in the A+ of this tier list. Okay, I can't use my cursor, sorry. Alright, I rated him S tier, and I rated him S for campaign, I rated him S for PvP offense, I rated him A to S for PvP defense, and his average for faction dependent, and he is S tier for monocolor red for me. Okay, so he is S tier for me, but I guess I don't really use him too much in campaign clearing, because the fact is that even though he's doing like a few thousand damage on his skill, and he can proc up to 3 times with his skill effect to restore mana, and then he can keep using his skill continuously. Like what I said, 20-ish, stage 20-ish and above, right? Bosses are coming out, enemies are coming out 20k and up to 40k HP. So your 1000 plus damage from a high damage character like Sigmund is not going to do too much, because enemies can hit you back for almost 3 hits, kill your heroes, or maybe 2 hits, you know. So damage is not very good for campaign clearing in the higher tiers, and you need more survivability, you need more utility. But for PvP offense and mono team, and for versatility, Sigmund is definitely S tier for me. Okay, but A+ is agreed by all of us in the tier list, so he is going to go into A+. Okay, so that is really good. And yeah, he's good in his faction. Otherwise, if you got him awakened +3 and above, and +5, he has 75% chance to restore his mana fully. He is quite independent, so he doesn't really need to rely on his faction. You can put him in any team and he will be quite good, and even for defense as well. Okay, I also use him in PvP defense, in war defense as well. Okay, let's move on to Eldin right now. Eldin is just 1 tier above, below the rest, which is A tier, but A tier is still very good. Okay, if you have no idea about what the S or what A, what B, what the different categories mean, just have a look at the descriptors over there, which is Illuminator came out with that. A tier is great across most teams and formats, extremely good in some situations. So it's a great all-rounder. It's still recommended to level up. So let's talk about Eldin right now. Overall, I gave him an A. So he went into A, and PvE offense S tier. Okay, S tier for PvE. PvP offense A to S tier. PvP defense F. Don't put Eldin in your defense, okay? In war or in arena, he's basically a sitting duck. He doesn't do too much. His normal attack hurts a lot because of his passive, but his skill doesn't do anything. It charges the other red heroes, but it's not a damaging kind of skill, and that's very important for PvP, okay? He is not too dependent in for faction. He is S tier for mono red. Okay, so Eldin is amazing, really. He's an amazing red hero. I call him the the OG, original gangster red hero, okay? And because he can just make the whole board red, and then he just refreshes the whole board. Sometimes he even causes a gem cascade for your other hero. So it's not just about damage for him. He can do damage, he can do AoE damage because he makes the whole board. It hits everybody, but it also hits them individually as well. So that's amazing. No other hero is like Eldin. Eldin is really original, very unique. And then on top of that, he can cascade. He might match other gems because he clears the whole board. He might match other gems and that gives mana to your other heroes. So that's very good. You know, and he's awakened. Amazing. I don't have it on screen right now, but his 5th awaken, basically matching stones will give him mana. So he can get recharged from any color, just matching any color. So that's his 5th awaken. He's so independent, you know, once you get him up to the 5th awaken. And he's from a great faction, Light Tower. Light Tower is one of the best faction, and you know, I don't think we have time to cover faction bonus today, but we will do so in time. Okay, we will also do ratings. You can see over here in the tier list that we also did one for grouping different factions together and, you know, discussing them as well. But I think we'll just talk about the individual heroes today. Let's look at the chat right now. Let's see. Sigmund Sensei. Sigmund is great with Lin and Zack. Yep, that's why the decision for A+. Yep. And Volfu, I'm yet to get Sigmund. A bit poor with the red heroes on your end. Don't worry, Sigmund is on his way. Once he's out, I'm gonna do a hero review on him, and everybody, at the moment, I do recommend for them to draw Sigmund. Okay, Sigmund is just crazy. Okay, MG is saying Eldin is S tier as well, Sigmund too. Okay, so I've given my reasoning. It's okay if we don't agree, or you know, this list could be updated in the future. Okay, so he's not in S tier right now because his defense wise he is really weak. Yes, he does well in PvE, he does well in PvP offense, but PvP defense he's useless. So what do you do if you have a level 150 or level 180 Eldin, but you cannot put him in defense? So that is the reason why we don't put S tier for all the attackers, even though they are really good in campaign or they are really good in the events like Mystical Magic or in PvP offense. You need to know that we are also thinking for the general population, what you're going to use for your resources. You have this high level hero, but you cannot put him in defense. Basically, you got to go and level up another hero for that. And you know how hard it is to get gold here in this game to level up all your heroes. So you need to think about that. That is the reason why Eldin is not S tier, he is not A+ tier, because he really sucks in defense. Okay, I'm gonna make this clear to you guys. I don't care if you don't agree or what. I mean, he's not S tier, okay, because he doesn't do anything on defense. Okay, simple as that. Alright, so let's move on quickly to the B. We have a couple. We have Wukong, we have Pearl, we have Lin, the 4-star hero. You can see here Snave is in B, Serapus is in B as well, and Zhong Hao, poor Zhong Hao, after the last update, Chinese New Year, and Peng Lai got a buff, but she's in B-. Okay, I don't know if you guys agree or don't agree. Okay, she is in B- or even lower for me. Okay, let's go through and see. Okay, let's talk about Wukong. Wukong was the last hero, the new hero from Chinese New Year. And let's see, where did my Wukong go to? I need to find my Wukong. Wukong, where are you? I think, yeah, the master copy, because you guys are looking at the view only copy, but for me and the guys that we made this tier list, we can edit this. And if you guys would like to be part of the discussion for the next round of tier list, give myself or anyone who has done this current tier list a private message, and we can consider to let people in. Okay, because it's good to have more people work on this and give us a view of what. But I think, yeah, let's go for it. Let's go talk about Wukong. Overall, I gave him a B. So actually he's higher, B+. PvP PvE offense, B to A for me. PvP offense, B to S tier for me. Okay, and PvP defense, F. Okay. Maybe F is a bit harsh, okay, but yeah, I put him as F right now. I think he's definitely better than Eldin, but I'm not sure why I put him as F. Maybe I shouldn't have put him as F. Okay, so for faction dependent, he's yes for me. And for monocolor, he is doing B to A ranking for me. Alright, so yes, I agree that Wukong is very strong, but he is also very dependent on his faction to give him the aura burst mode, like we've seen from Fei Yun. Fei Yun's skill will activate the aura burst for all the Peng Lai heroes, so that will help skip one turn. And then Wukong is even stronger from Awaken 3 onwards, which give him 30% critical chance. Okay, he relies on critical chance. He's yeah, and then Awaken 5, he can make 2 more additional Wukong Naya stones, so he makes 5 Wukong Naya stones when he uses his skill. Okay, but that is in Aura Burst mode. If he's not in Aura Burst mode and you got him Awaken 5, he makes 3. Okay, Wukong Naya stone. So he is a very he's a hero that you really need to invest in terms of himself and also his faction members. Like you need to have Fei Yun, you need to have Shou Min. Okay, there you need to have certain heroes like what I used was Fabula to hold the Sword of Naya, so that there will be red stones to charge Fei Yun and Wukong up at the first turn. So he's very dependent on a lot of things. That's why even though he can be S tier in terms of offense and PvP offense, for the overall community and the wider population, I think we all agree that he's in the B plus tier. Okay, I put him as B only, but everybody wanted him B plus, so let's go for B plus. Okay, let's go for Pearl right now, which is the next 5-star hero beside her. Beside Wukong. I think he's at the top. Let me see. Okay, so I rated Pearl C overall ranking, but here she is a B plus. Okay, so that's interesting. PvE, she is B to A for me. PvP, she is B to A for me as well. And PvP defense, C to A for me. Faction niche is about average. And monocolor is A for me, because yeah, she's good in the mono red team. Okay, so it's okay, you know. See, over here we have that I rated her myself individually, because basically this tier list was made by all of us, was approached by V, and then we rated the heroes individually. Okay, we didn't talk to each other, we just rated them individually. Then we made a group to come together to discuss some of the heroes that weren't that were harder to, I mean, basically extreme scores from everybody. All right, so everybody has different views. You look at mine. I rated Pearl as C, but right now here, maybe we have other members who have used her, and we have members who are who pay money to play this game, pay a lot of money, and we have players who didn't pay a single cent, who are free to play, like Aster, and the rest, you know. So we all have different views. We all may not have this hero or have this hero, you know. The experiences differ, but yeah, for me, I didn't rate her that high, but over here it's agreed that she's B plus. Okay, so yeah, if you don't agree with any of this, like I said, you are alright to disagree. Put your comments in the comment section, and you know, today is a FAQ chill session. You know, it's good to, you know, talk with you guys and see what you guys are thinking, you know. And if you guys got any questions, you know, we can always talk about it. And this is going to be changed, you know, when, let's say, in the next time when we update this tier list. Okay, so let's see. Sensei says that Wukong was a pain to bring him down to a B for her, because yeah, Sensei and myself, we bought Wukong to +5. So we felt Wukong was very good, and he adds a lot on the utility for both of us. But you know, not everybody has a Wukong that is +3 or +5. And like what I said just now, Wukong needs to be, I feel that Wukong needs to be at least +3 and above to be more viable, because that adds the crit chance and everything. Alright, let's see. Kenny says, I love Eldin, especially in the opponent defense. Yeah, I like it because he doesn't do anything and he just sitting down, die there. Wukong is alright in a Peng Lai team, and with some Naya plus energy weapons in place. I use that team in war attack, nothing super amazing, but definitely good. Yep, he's good for offense. Okay, Mohit, imagine having all the 5 stars to be actually be able to talk about them for tier list purpose and give your view. I'm very lucky to be able to do this, and I'm happy to do this for you guys. I'm not here to show off, but I like to help all of us that are playing this game together. So that's why I think, you know, I wanted to participate in this. I'm very grateful to V for giving me this chance. I'm very happy to work with this team of people, and I would love to work with more people in future on a tier list, alright, to discuss. But obviously it's a constructive kind of a discussion, okay? It's not just like, oh, I don't like Wukong's face, so I give him B, you know? If you give me that kind of reasoning, I'm going to smack you, okay? And I'm going to kick you out of that group chat. So don't give me that kind of rubbish, okay? Yep. Mohit, you only have 2 5-star. Don't worry, next time you will get more, okay? You just need to keep at it. Alright, so okay, Lin, let me see, let's hop on quickly. She will be the 4-star that just joined the B tier, so B plus tier. So let's quickly look at her. Overall, I rated her B. She is C for PvE for me, B for offense PvP for me, B for PvP defense for me. Faction wise is average for me. Monocolor is B for me. Okay, Lin is great for her dispel and, you know, multi hits, I guess, in a single type kind of targeting, and it's great that now she can target with her first hit. But yeah, I didn't rate her too high. Over here she's B plus because I guess she's also useful for the overall community, and you know how we feel about Garabeth and some of the heroes like Jane. We need a dispeller, and Lin is fast charge and a red hero, so I guess, you know, she's very useful, but she's not too good. She didn't score too well in campaign for me because, you know, campaign, I don't think she's gonna be, she doesn't do too much damage for me. She dispels, but you know, I have other heroes to do that for me. She is good in when you use her in PvP offense and defense, so I think that's why B plus she goes. Okay, let's go to Snave. Okay, in the B category, Snave, where are you? Yep, I rated him B. I rated him B to A for PvE offense because of his accumulative damage he does on the enemies, and he gives bonus to the Light Tower team. I rated him B to A for PvP offense and B for PvP defense. Okay, yes for faction dependent, and because you want to use Snave mostly in the Light Tower kind of team comp, because he gives the 25% attack increase and defense increase to the Light Tower heroes. Alright, he's B also for mono decks. Okay, let's go to Serapus. Where's Serapus? I just had him, and then where did he go? Okay, Serapus, he's B. I rated him B. B to A. B is overall. Okay, B to A for PvE offense. PvE. Okay, and then B for PvP offense, and C for defense, because Serapus is kind of like a Eldin, doesn't really do much on defense wise. Okay, and no for faction dependent, because he can basically, if you don't have red heroes, you can use Serapus in any team to dissolve away all red stones, and then that gives extra damage, and also that basically may lead to a gem cascade, so matching of the other gems, so will give mana to your other hero. So he's very useful, in that sense for me. Definitely a no, a F for mono team. Okay, let's go to Zonghao right now. Let's look at why this hero, this 5-star hero, it's a 5-star hero, you know, and it scored so badly in it scored so badly in as a 5-star hero. It's got B-. Okay, so overall rating for Zonghao, I rated her C overall. Okay, so here she's actually higher than I rated her. C to B for PvE, C to B for PvP offense, C to B again for defense in PvP. So yes, she is dependent on her faction, and C to B again for mono raid. So Zonghao, unfortunately, what does she do? You know, really, she does multi attacks on the enemy. She has lost her ability to heal herself from lifesteal and from self regeneration. That was her previous skill. The last update in Chinese New Year 2022 changed all of that. She now gains an aura burst. She increases attack, but you know, she's not doing like a few thousand damage to the enemies. You know, she does a few hundreds, to groups of enemies, I think a few hits. But you know, if you use her, have you used her Zonghao against a Jane? Have you used Zonghao against Garabeth? Yeah, you know what happens? You die. That's it. You use her against Jane, you give enemy heals. You use her against Garabeth, your Zonghao actually gets killed by Garabeth's counterattack if there's no Dispeller. So Zonghao is far off worse. Even her weapon is also bad as well. So, you know, I don't know what she's doing. I mean, I don't know what the developers is doing. It's not really what she is doing. What the developers need to buff Zonghao. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Let's look at the chat right now. Anthony is in the room. Hi, Anthony. She is Sniper Arctic. Okay, and you think that Wukong is S. Okay, we didn't give Wukong S because he's very good offensively, but he depends on his awakens +3 and onwards because of the critical chance and also the ability to make the Wukong Naya stones at +5, as what I said earlier. And he also depends on other members like Showmin and everybody, and he doesn't do too much as a defender, so he's not in S tier. Okay, did he put Joser in this tier list? Yep, Joser is coming up later. We will discuss, and it's not just myself, it's a group of 10 that created this list. Okay, let's see. Fair enough for Serapus. For Volfu, yep, he's bot cleaner. Yep, he's just a cycler really with like high tower. Okay, but he's not very good in the defender. Kenny. Yep. Yeah, Volfu. Zonghao is weak. Yep. I also only use her in Penglai team with Wukong. So I do use her in mono raid. You know why I use her? Because okay, Zonghao, the only good thing about Zonghao, right, is her awaken 3, right? She can give mana and HP to the side heroes and herself. So she gives 8% mana. So I put her in my raid team because she gives the 8% mana. That's all I use Zonghao for, okay? I use her in the Penglai team with Wukong to give Wukong 8% mana, and together with Fei Yin as well, with the Awaken. That's why I use Zonghao and Fei Yin. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to use them. It's because of that, you know. But how many people here, okay, raise your hand right now. Be honest, okay? Be honest. How many of you have a +3 Zonghao, okay? Click, 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 click. Okay, you hear that? Cricket noise. Nobody, okay? Not many people, alright, will have a +3 Zonghao. So don't even talk about me about raising Zonghao, okay? Zonghao is B-, okay? Actually, I put her as C, alright? I don't really want to see her face, okay? Let's talk about Fei Yin. Fei Yin is 4-star, so let's find her right now. Yep. I hope you guys are enjoying this discussion right now, you know. And if you guys enjoying this discussion, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps support this channel. If you want to give me a donation, please drop me a PM, and you know, that also helps as well. Okay. All right. Maybe in the future I should make a Patreon account, you know, so I can make I want to make a Discord channel, you know, and then I want to give some perks, like maybe, you know, if you guys subscribe to me as a patron, you know, and then if you guys want me to make a certain video for a certain stage or for a certain event or what, you know, you guys got dips. All right, you guys got the first. But obviously those are the perks and the benefits. I'm thinking if I want to go in that direction, so you know, maybe, yeah, if you guys are interested in that. All right, so for Fei Yun over here, she is in the C tier. So C tier, usable to help fill your AW roster, Alliance War. Okay, Alliance War, basically when you are fighting Alliance War, when you get up to Diamond tier and above, you'll realize that you need 6 teams. One team is 5 heroes, so you need to prepare 30 heroes. Okay, 30. Okay, 6 teams of 5 heroes. Okay, so Fei Yun is in the category that you can do that, and in certain scenarios or levels, like, you know, with Penglai faction and stuff like that. Alright, so Fei Yun, I scored her as C, so she's, I mean, same as here. She's C to B for PvE. She's C to B for PvP offense. She is C for PvP defense. She is a yes for faction dependent. She is a D for mono raid. Alright, so Fei Yun, I'm just gonna say she is amazing for Penglai. Okay, you will use her a lot for when you use Penglai team. But if you don't use Penglai team, then you know, you can use her for decreasing the enemy's attack, but you know, that's just about as much utility she's gonna give you, and also her awaken that she's going to give the mana and the HP to your other heroes, but it's only 8%. Okay, so apart from Penglai, she's not really that useful. All right, let's move on down. We have 2 more heroes in the raid, which is in the D side of things, which is our 4 stars Belle and the new hero Clara. Alright, so let's go to Belle. Okay, Belle. Okay, let's talk about D. D is very basically representing niche characters for us. Only usable in certain scenarios and not superior in these scenarios. Poor contributor in some formats of the game, needs the perfect scenario setup to be good. Okay, so Belle, let's look at her. I put her as D, yeah, overall, and she is D for PvE for me. Not very helpful in campaign. D for PvP offense. D for PvP defense, sorry. And no, she's not really faction dependent, because SenseiMo faction isn't really, I mean, what do their faction give you? Accuracy, but you don't really, yeah, at the moment it's not very important accuracy. C for mono raid. Okay, so a little bit usable if you want to use her in the mono raid side of things. She can do a lot of single target damage. Okay, but she's quite a poor character. I wouldn't really know of any scenario to use a Belle. Okay, even though right now SenseiMo has a buff. Okay, and she has 100% chance to put a Vendor's mark. But no, I still won't use her. Alright, will anybody use her? If you do use her, outside of a mono raid, I think mono raid is a budget mono raid team. You would use Belle. So if you guys think that you will use her, please write in the comments. I want to see who use her and what you will use her for, because I wouldn't. There's other characters I would use. I would rather use Fei Yun than use a Belle. Okay, yeah, use Belle. Let's look at the comments right now. Craigie. Oh, hi Craigie. Craigie is here. I'm a pro at COA from watching Nehe videos, and I agree with this list. Good job, guys. Thank you so much for your appreciation. Thank you for your support. That really means a lot to us. Sensei, yeah, but for the event you changed her with Nehe. Did I change her for... Wait, I changed who? I changed Zhonghao, you mean? +5? Yeah, because Snape is B, alright, and Zonghao is B minus. Or what do you mean? Yeah. So Kenny, Zonghao plus 5 is amazing because you get 200 legendary hero coins from her further summons. Wow, that's fantastic. Yep. Yep. I have 50k legendary hero coins. I can't finish spending, you know. That's very sad, very tragic, you know, first world problems. Yep. But what I want with the coins if I can't buy anything in the shop, truly right, same problem with me, Sensei. Okay, Wolfu, imagine buying Zonghao for 4,300 when you can have her plus 5 to get 500 coins. Deal of the year. Woo! Yep, I don't know what to say, man, but yeah, it's not an equal exchange over there, definitely. For Vaynard, I'm late. No, you're not too late. We only just covered Red Heroes, and you can always, you know, this is all recorded, so feel free to go back and have a look at the, you know, the Red Heroes. You can have a look later. Wolfu, I think I haven't seen Belle in any team in a month. Wow, okay, yeah. Really, the only time I've seen Belle is in budget mono red teams, okay? Budget mono red teams, basically. Alright, let's talk about Clara, the new hero. She is first on our list, and she didn't really do too well. She's in the D tier. Alright, so let's have a look at her right now. Where did we put her? Oh, okay, I think I don't have her in my list right now, but okay, I will just talk about her. So she is in D tier because she needs to depend. She does a lot for SenseiMo faction, especially for Zoza, for Rebecca, you know, for putting the, what does she do? She puts the Vendor's mark on the enemies, right? But and she can hit a target, and then she does damage to the side hero. So that's good, okay? Good I guess area of effect kind of damage. But the only enemy that she puts the mark is the one that you targeted. So the side heroes that got damaged, right, doesn't get the Vendor's mark. So you use her skill, and she's fast charged, yes. She puts the mark, and I think there's also, is it increased damage? Yeah, increased damage from your other heroes because she drops the defense on the enemy. Yeah, there is utility and stuff like that, but only putting one Vendor's mark, that's really weak compared to Serapus. Actually, someone did ask me, like, you know, Nehe, why didn't you put Clara in your team? Because they saw that I put Joser with Serapus and the other heroes, right? They say, why didn't you put Clara? Also, Clara is 100% chance to put the Vendor's mark. But I said, I rather have Serapus that can do 50% chance to put Vendor's mark, and at least, you know, he can dissolve all the red gems, and he can hit all. Okay, the 50% chance, right, is on all the heroes. All. Alright? So maybe in a one hero setting, Clara is stronger because it's 100% to put the Vendor's mark. But I rather 50%, and I can put Vendor's mark on all the heroes. Enemy, okay, sorry, and then he can dissolve all the red gems, so I don't need to worry about whether I have red heroes and stuff, because Joser is light hero as anyway, Rebecca is light hero as well, and some of the other heroes that I use. So it really depends on the color as well. You know, what color hero are you using with Clara? If there's only one red and there is not any other heroes in the SenseiMo faction that depends on Clara, that is red color, right? Then Clara is quite weak. Serapus gives more utility. That's why he is a B, okay? And Clara is D. If you don't agree, then write it in the comment, okay? Alright guys, that's it. We've done the red heroes. Woohoo! Hope you guys are enjoying. Let's skip on over. Let me see, how am I going to okay, I want to actually get the green heroes right now. Okay, let's move on to the green heroes. Sorry if the scrolling is a little bit laggy, because I am doing this on a mobile phone, okay, because I couldn't get my laptop or my iPad to live stream. So sorry guys, but you know, this will do for now, okay? Hi, Alan. Alan is here. Welcome to the chat. Let me just have a drink, guys. I have been talking for a while now, and let me just get a drink. I think I have to put in some timelines later about the different section where I talk about the different colors. Then maybe guys, people can skip ahead to the different color, because this is going to take a while, because I talked for about like half an hour. I only did the red heroes, man. Oh my god. Alexander, hello, nice channel. I've only played this game for about two weeks, and I'm learning more, especially about team composition. Welcome to the channel. I do a lot of videos, especially hero reviews, strategies, tips, discussions, about dragons or what. And also today we're doing about tier list. Welcome to the chat, and like and subscribe if you haven't for more content. Coventus, no way Clara is a D, bro. Clara is like a mini Lupita. How much damage is that? Lupita can increase critical chance by herself. I mean, with her passive. Clara can't do that. How much damage is Clara doing for you? Okay? What some of the things that you can also do, right? If you disagree, is don't just disagree, but also PM me, private message me on Discord with a screenshot of how much damage your hero is doing. Then maybe from that will be evidence, because right now we're talking about evidence. We're not talking about feelings. Okay, I feel this hero is higher, or I feel this hero is lower. It's not good enough. You need to give me evidence. Okay, and I'm happy to hear. I'm happy to hear from you. I'm happy to discuss further with you. I'm not aggressive. I'm friendly. I like to talk about the heroes and the different combination, because I like to find out more myself. If Clara is really above D, I will definitely update this list. But as of now, let me see. I'm not even sure if I put her as D actually, because basically Clara was quite a new hero. So some of the new heroes we just put out a current ranking for now, overall ranking, but we can tweak it in the future. Like I said, this is not a confirmed tier list, okay? But I'm happy, and the team is definitely happy. If anybody who is disputing a hero's ranking provide us screenshots, we will be more than happy to re-examine and update our ratings as fast as we can. All right, so yeah, okay, very, very good. All right, let's talk about the green heroes. Okay, so we'll start at the top with my favorite. Okay, I'm a little bit biased, but let's talk about how good Catbird is. Okay, Catbird, he is at the top, and let's see, that is in the S tier. Our first S tier hero. Let's give an applause for Mr. Catbird. Alright, okay, so let's talk about why he's in the S tier. Why is this? Okay, so I rated him S for PvE. I rated him S for overall is S, yeah. And then PvE is S tier, PvP offense is S tier, PvP defense is S tier. Is he dependent on his faction? No, he's not. He can function by himself, and he can attack you. He can damage your enemy, your heroes. He can heal himself and the allies. He can control your heroes by turning them into mushroom. I mean, that is like the trifecta over there for S tier. Okay, he's just he doesn't need buffs from he doesn't need buffs from anybody. Even though he's in chatting deal that the heroes there rely on buffs, he gives buff actually to his teammates. He's S tier for mono green. Okay, Chakra will definitely agree with me on this, and you've seen Chakra using Catbird, and so many people, they find it so hard to fight Catbird in defense. If you don't use a mono red team, if you don't use Sigmund, you don't use Eldin, okay, you're going to have trouble with Catbird, really, because he will damage you. He will heal his allies and himself, and then he will turn you into mushroom, and then you are rendered helpless for 3 turns. Okay, so he's very scary, and he hits quite hard as well, because that's his skill. And I remember my first encounter with Catbird, right? It was, I was very young. I was a very young player, you know. I just started the game, and then I went to fight arena, and then I was like, ooh, who is this guy with a mushroom and a beard, you know? I don't think he's going to be very dangerous. I fought him, right? And then I killed everybody on the team, and I had like 5 team members, and I died to one Catbird. Okay? And I think he wasn't even like max level 180. He was like 120 or 150, and a Catbird actually single soloed my whole team for PvP. Can you believe that? Huh? So that is crazy. And Catbird is definitely very difficult for early players, you know, to deal with, and also even up to mid. For advanced players, you know, we all know what the counters to Catbird, which is Elmis. Okay, you dispel him, or you can also Catbird. You can Catbird the enemy Catbird. Okay, you can change the enemy Catbird into a mushroom first. Or if you have shields on your heroes, then the chance of your heroes becoming a mushroom isn't that high. So there is ways to counter the enemy Catbird, but as a beginner, you know, and also for campaign, not just for PvP. I'm talking about a lot about PvP, but PvP is more like end game kind of stuff. But even for campaign, okay, Catbird is very useful, because one more thing I didn't say just now as well. He has the ability to change 3 non-green gems into green gems as well. Do you know that? That's why he's S tier for mono green. So basically, what he does, and he's a fast charge hero, and his awakens are amazing. Okay, I think plus the third awakening is 15% more 15% more value from his runes and weapons. And then the last awaken, which I haven't got, but I hope I can get, the 5th awaken. He can increase his skill. He can increase his mana gain. The casting cost, I think, reduces by 10 up to 50 mana with every skill cast. So he's getting faster and faster. He's already fast, you know. He's a fast charge hero. So he's gonna be shooting your whole teams to mushroom if he's +5. And nobody that I know has a +5 Catbird. You know, if you know someone that has a +5 Catbird, write it in the comments. I want to talk to this person because I haven't seen one before, but that would be scary, man. But yeah, Catbird, he's useful everywhere. And for our tier list, right, Illuminator also added the weighted averages to our scores. And I remember that Catbird came up like the top of the top. That means, you know, your S tier, right? S is just an alphabet, but you want to quantify it, you need to use math, okay? So Catbird got like a rating of like 7.9 out. Yeah, so that is the highest. He was the highest rated out of all the S tier. So he is that good, alright? If you disagree with Catbird being S, write it in the comments, okay? Or tell me about it. I would love to see your opinion. Alright, let's go to the next, which is the A+ tier. Hi Snooze, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you and everybody joining us. We have a crowd right here. We have 17 people watching the live stream. I'm so happy. Ask more people to come in because this is going to go on for a while. Let's go to the A+ category of the green team, which is we have a very unusual 4-star, which is High Tower, but really not very unusual because we, you know, if you haven't used High Tower or you haven't fought against a High Tower, hands up, how many of you guys have fought a High Tower in Treacherous Sea? Did you know how difficult he is to deal with in Treacherous Sea, especially when the timer was before was 3 minutes? He just keep healing, you know. If you don't kill him fast enough, you know, you're just going to lose, just going to die in the sea, really. Okay, so High Tower, he is a 4-star hero. I rated him A. I gave him an A. Alright. I gave him an A overall. I gave him an A for PvE. I gave him A to S for PvP offense. I gave him an A for PvP defense. I gave him no for faction dependent, and an F, absolutely no, for mono green. Don't ever use high tower. I mean, it's not really no, okay? Actually, I want to take back what I'm saying. Actually, it should be D. Because high tower compared to Serapus, right? Because high tower is very fast charge. He is still kind of usable in the mono green, but it's still not very recommended, because if you use him in the mono green and he uses his skill and he dissolves all the green gems, then what is your mono green going to do? They don't get mana from this high tower skill, alright? But high tower is basically a really good defender, and over here for the wider community, for all of you free to play players out there who hasn't gotten a 5-star hero and you got high tower. High tower is very good because, you know, using his skill will heal your allies and himself, and basically cause a gem cascade, so matching of other gems, and then give mana to your other heroes, and then that doesn't count as using a skill doesn't count as a turn. Remember this is very important for campaign or even for PvP, because if you use a skill and your turn is not over, then you can keep using as much skills that your other heroes can. Because so from this, right, I use high tower as the last hero to charge my other heroes sometimes, and then keep spamming their skills so the enemy dies before they even can use their skills back on me, especially in PvP. So that's one trick to using high tower. Alright, let's look at Isadora before I look back at the chat to see what you guys are typing over there. So Isadora scored a A+ over here next to high tower. Overall, I rated her S tier. PvE, I rated her S. PvP offense, I rated her A to S tier. And PvP defense, I rated her A. Okay? No, she's not faction dependent. You can use her in any team really. And obviously you can use her in Chattingdale. She will give the most buff because that's her faction. And then S tier for mono green. Okay, so obviously I rated Isadora higher than A+ because I use a lot of mono green, and if you've seen Chakra or some other YouTubers that use mono green, Isadora is kind of like a stapler. Even when you fought, let's say, yeah, it's very hard to... Isadora is very unique. She's kind of like a Jane on steroids. You know Jane, the yellow hero from, the yellow 4-star hero. We will talk about her later, but she's known for damage share, right? So Isadora is like Jane. She does the damage share. She increases defense up to 100%, and then she can heal allies, and then she turns 4 non-green gems into green. You know how powerful that is? That is utility. That is, you know, my video on her. If you haven't seen it already, go and check it out on my channel. I called her the Queen of Supports, okay? And she can work in any team to give survivability and heal them, and also she can affect the board because she can make the gems, the green gems, you know. So she's just amazing as a utility hero. Definitely, you know, you're gonna ask me like, oh, but damage wise she's not very good. But without her, the other heroes like Catbird or Fabula or you know, your mono greens, your other heroes, they won't be charged so quickly to use their skills. And charging them is also going to charge Isadora, is also going to charge other gem converters like Catbird, like Fabula, to make even more green gems. And this is how it keeps the cycle going. So sometimes you see here that we rated the heroes S tier. Doesn't mean that they have to do like 1 million damage. Okay, not everything's about damage, but it's also about the utility. Does she add the survivability? Is the hero versatile to put in anywhere? You know, don't have to put in just the faction or just one color. You know, all these things. That's why Isadora is S tier for me. But in this tier list that is accepted by the wider community and agreed by the 10 of us is A+. Okay. her awakenings aren't too bad. Gives her a shield, gives her mana gain when she's being attacked at 3rd awaken. And then the last 5th awaken is, I think, let me see, I think it increases her stats. It increases her stats based on how many buffs she has, up to 30%. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you don't have to awaken her to be useful. That's what I'm trying to say. Some heroes like Wukong, you need it to be at least +3 to see more, you know, his tier list move up to A or S tier. So this is what it means, okay? If you want to say a hero is S tier or A tier, you need to look at the awakenings as well. Alright. Okay, let's quickly talk about the A list, and then I'll look at the comments to see what you guys have typed. So the next on the A is Fabula from Chattingdale, and she was the hero I talked about. I rated her A, so she's correct here. Same as the tier list you're seeing here. B to A for PvE, B to A for PvP offense, and B for PvP defense. No for faction dependent, and A for mono green. Okay, so Fabula, she deals so much damage, man. She doesn't look like she does a lot of damage, but she can do like a few thousand damage, you know, to one single hero. But it's so painful, especially when the game, you know, after a few turns or time has passed, you gain the attack increase buff from the game. Wow, she just hits like a truck, man. And the unique thing about Fabula is that you're going to be using her to create other green gems, and that's going to help. So hero that can convert gems in this game is so valuable, because those are like your engines, okay? If you don't have engines, then you are going to charge your mana really slowly, and your heroes are not going to get their skills off and sometimes not getting their skills off can mean a life or death situation, especially in the higher parts of the campaign, you know, stage 20 and above, because the enemies have like a few tens of thousands of HP over there, okay? And Fabula, she can also dispel your teammates if, let's say, they've been turned into mushroom by the enemy cabbage, stuff like that. So she has the utility. The only drawback about her is that she's she's not very slow. She's slow on the charging. I think I remember I did a test and it took me like 17. I needed to match 17 green gems in order to use her skill, to charge her skill. So that's a lot of gems. And basically the way to bypass this is to put an energizing weapon on your hero for starting gems, and then put a Naya stone weapon, the Naya dart, on one hero, so that you can have more green gems to quickly fill her mana. So that's the only drawback, but she is very, very good for campaign and for PvP offense. Let's go up next to Malfort. Malfort is our next 5-star hero, and he is in the A tier. Overall, I rated him A as well, so similar. And then I rated PvE A, okay, and PvP offense A to S tier, PvP defense S tier, defense, okay. And then for faction dependent is no. For monocolor is a B. Okay, so Malfort is an amazing tank. It's so amazing that I would definitely recommend for beginners to go and draw him from the beginner banner, even though he is a tank and you would possibly only use him towards mid or late game, because you know he's a tank and tanks don't really do so much damage. But that is also arguable as well, depending, because Malfort has this passive that for all your allies and himself that has the shields on, he will do passive damage at the end of every turn to your enemies, you know. So you can also target who to receive the damage. So he can be quite good in that sense, okay, if you want to use him for the passive damage, and also paired with Irelia as well. So, but as a I guess in terms of damage wise, using his skill is not going to be like S tier kind of damage like Sigmund. It's not going to be S tier. Let's say, you know, some of the really high damage, like a few thousand and stuff like that. He's going to do a few hundreds, but he's not going to do a few thousand kind of damage, alright? I don't know, maybe you must have very high runes or very good weapons on him. But he's a supportive hero, and his role is really to be tanking the damage for you, for PvP. So PvP wise, Malfoy is amazing, okay? Usually he's the last hero to be killed, unless your enemy has been targeting him from the start, okay? And using red heroes, okay, to target him. Campaign wise, I guess if you use him with other light tower heroes, you've got a light tower strategy for the passive and stuff with the shields. It could be good, but like what I said just now, his skill is not to do so much damage. It's more to receive damage and to take the damage for your other heroes to do their damage. So he's a supportive role. So that's why he's in the A side of things for us. Okay, we all agreed here. So let's have a look at the chat right now, what's happening, and I have a drink because wow, this is intense, man. Alexander, will you go through dragons in this stream? I won't go through dragons. Dragons is covered in another video that I have on my channel, so you can have a look there. I might do a new one later on, a new video about dragons, but not now yet. Snoo says, great work on the tier list, guys. Finally a tier list that we all understand. I'm so happy that you like this tier list, and feel free to look through it and, you know, give us comments if you don't agree with a certain hero's rating. Coventus PM me screenshot for Clara damage. No worries, I will have a look offline, and I will have a discussion if it needs to be updated later. Okay. Vaynard, please give me formation for defense. Defense, usually I use 2 heroes in front, okay, and then 3 heroes at the back. And the 2 heroes in front usually are my tanks. And currently I'm using Malfort and Midas. Those are my tanks in front. And then my 3 heroes behind are usually supports, like and damages, because basically that's the formation that I use, okay? But some people, depending what heroes you use, like Garabeth will be good for the V formation, her in front and the heroes all behind, and then she can do her Garabeth thing, okay? Chattingdale's cycling is amazing. Don't have Isadora, but Cadbert and Fabula already do a very good job. Yeah, imagine you have Isadora, that is amazing. Yeah. Let's see. Coventus, I have Ruby, but so it doesn't make sense to level her for me unless I plan to use mono red team. Ruby is a light hero. I use her with Joser, and it's great, really. It's really great. V is here. Hey V the man is here. Welcome, and special thanks to you for initiating this project. Very, very good for you. I'm gonna give a clap. Guys, clap for V. It's so amazing, you know. Because of him, we have this tier list today, alright? So, yeah, we will definitely meet again to discuss ratings, and, you know, we will update in time to come. Alright, let's go back and, okay, we'll quickly go through. Wow, we still got a few green heroes to go through. So, we've got Showmin, let me see. Showmin. I will go to him right now. Where is he? Okay, I found him. So he is in what is this side of the tier list actually? Okay, he's in B, right? Yeah. Sorry, I can't see the B, that's why. He's in B+. So I rated Showmin overall A. I rated PvE A. I rated PvP B to A. I rated PvP offense B to A. PvP defense B. Faction dependent average, and monocolor is A. Alright. So Showmin is amazing. Okay. He is with the current updates and everything, he's currently one of the rare heroes that will give pure mana to your team. You know, just now we talked about heroes that convert the gems to the different colors, like, you know, Catbird, Fabula, and stuff like that. Those are not, let's say you are using a multi-color team, or you're not using monocolor, you're using a few colors. Showmin will actually give pure mana to your team. So he's so magical in that sense for me. He doesn't give the gem converters, but he gives the pure mana. So he's kind of like a plant. He's like a plant that absorbs sunlight, you know, and then photosynthesis, and then gives the energy to the plant. So I really there isn't too many heroes that can do this. Used to be Pufeng can do that as well, but that has changed. So Showmin is quite very valuable right now, and he's amazing in mono green. Alright, because he basically keeps the momentum, and heroes like Fabula that is actually that's actually slow, or like Gardor that is slow, you can use Showmin in the setup, and you can charge them as you fire his skill once he's in Aura Burst mode, and then, you know, Gardor and Fabula are ready to use their skill, and then Fabula makes more green gem and then charge the whole green team, and then gives Showmin more mana. Showmin fires his mana giving skill, everybody is charged again. So you can see the cycle, right? So, and he's amazing in campaign because of this mana thing. He's amazing he's quite well rounded, okay? The only thing that is that he doesn't do the damage as much, but I still rated him really well. Like, I gave him A, but over here I guess, you know, we just agreed to give it a B+, okay? So let's move on to the next hero, which is Gardor. Gardor is B, alright? I rated him overall B. I rated PvE B to A, PvP offense B to S tier, PvP defense C to B, and then for faction is average and faction dependent, and then monocolor is A. Alright, Gardor, once you get to late game, he is kind of like a must-have, or a really strongly recommended to have for green mono team. Because one thing about green mono is that there is the sustainability, there is the damage, and the sustainability and the control and the board change and everything. But the one thing that green mono lacks in is actually damage. Okay, if you compare to like blue, or you compare to like red mono, the thing about green mono is the damage, you know. So how do you increase green mono's damage? Is to use a Gardor in the setup, because Gardor's skill, right, will basically do a AoE damage, and then the enemy that he targets will get a Falcon's Mark, and the Falcon's Mark basically says that when you use any other hero skill, the enemy will take additional damage. So that helps to increase the damage, and it's really good in that. And having said that, Gardor also has very good awakens as well, and he's from Edrite faction. I did do a video demonstration about Edrite faction in my runes video, so check it out if you haven't. And Edrite Forest is about dodging, you know, and that is with his skill as well. So Gardor's awaken, I think the third awaken is that he will gain more mana when he dodges. He will gain mana when he dodges, and then the fifth awaken is that it decreases his mana scores, mana cost for the allies of the same faction. So I haven't really gotten that yet. I'm actually on the fourth awaken right now. I'm just waiting to get that, and then I will try it out, and then I believe his mana cost is going to drop. So from a slow hero, he might be even more powerful. Okay, so but yeah, I put him in the B tier, and I know a lot of people who draw him say that, oh, he's not very good and stuff like that. But yeah, try him out with a Fabula, try him out with a Catbird, Isadora, mono green team, or even Edrite. Okay, if you don't have enough resources to make a green team, a mono green team, consider making the Edrite Forest team. That one is one of the cheapest budget team, but it's so fun to play, you know. Yeah, have a look at the video that I made and you will see how fun it is. Alright, let's go on to Morgan, our 4-star hero, and I rated her B, so she's correct here. B to A for PvE, B to A for PvP offense, B for PvP defense, no for faction dependent, and A for mono green. Okay, so Morgan is amazingly good, really. She has one of the most unique ability in this game, which is called anti-healing. And some heroes that you are going to, some enemies that you're meeting in the campaign, or even like in PvP, you know, they are like healers and stuff like that. Morgan's role is to clamp down those healers. Okay, she just basically hits them, deals a lot of damage, and stops them from healing. So, and for 3 turns, so she's amazing. That is her role, really. And she's average charge speed, so it's not very hard to charge her. And you know, if she kills the enemy, she will spread the anti-healing and the scurvy. That is so good, you know. So yeah, that is Morgan for you, really. Moving on, we've got what is that name? Karma. Okay, Karma is the hero beside Morgan, and she's a 5-star from the Isebrod faction. I rated her B. She's B here. B for PvE, A to S for PvP offense, A for PvP defense, average for faction dependent, A for mono teams. Alright, so Karma is amazing. She is a control freak, okay, but her control is conditional, not like Catbird, you know. Karma's control depends on if the enemy is frosted by, you know, the enemies need to be frosted with a skill like the Survivor or Ahu or Harak or Olaf, you know, and then it's 100% chance to freeze them for 2 turns. They cannot gain mana, they cannot attack, they cannot use their skill. It's amazing. But if you use her skill without the frost effect on the enemies, then it's a 20% chance to freeze them. Okay, and she does quite a lot of damage, I think. Good with a critical weapon, I guess. But yeah, I use her mostly for a control kind of setting. And yeah, that is good for mono team, you know, I guess, because yeah, she can control the enemies. The last one in the, okay, we've got one in the B- tier, which is Pufeng. Chakra says Pufeng. I say Pufeng, okay. But yeah, Pufeng is in B- tier, and I rated him as a C, so he's higher here. Overall C for me. B, let me see. C for PvE, B for PvP offense, B to A for PvP defense, yes for faction dependent, and C for mono green. So Pufeng, with the update from Penglai, he's actually better right now because he can he's faster. So I used to hate him as a healer because he was slower as compared to Cassandra, Jane, or the other healers, but now he's better. And if you use his skill in Aura Burst mode, it gives him defense, so he survives even longer. He's especially irritating on the Treacherous Sea event. Okay, so yeah, that's Pufeng in a nutshell for you. The bad thing about him is that he lost his mana giving abilities. Yeah. Alright, let's have a look at the comments right now. Hope you guys, wow, we've got 18 people here right now. Okay. John is in the stream as well. Welcome. How about Karma? I don't have her, but she seems strong even if she's not fully usable. Yep, she's good as a control freak, and if you pair her with the Survivor, or more of the Survivor, because Survivor's frost skill is AoE. Oh yeah, another hero, Sylvia from the Isebrod faction will frost all the enemies. Then that will be good for Karma. Karma's 5th Awaken is also quite good. I've got it. So basically, normal attack damage, which is matching all your gems on the green gems on the board, will give a 20% chance to inflict freeze status on the frosted opponents. Okay. Alexander, stupid question maybe, but just to make sure, does mono means that you only use heroes of the same element? Exactly correct. Okay. Craggy, I feel like Idrit really needs the awakens. Yes, to a certain extent, because that helps them to be even more powerful. But their faction bonus basically gives like up to 25% dodge skills, and I think the more you level them up, I think their dodging chance also increases, and their skills also causes the enemy to lose accuracy, therefore building up on their dodging ability. So you don't really have to awaken them. Awakening them will be the best potential, but you don't really have to, and it's a cheap deck to build up, especially for the diamond tier in war. Alright, Sensei, as first we rank all the heroes individual for PvP, defend, attack, yep, and then this gave a final ranking, yep, and then we brought it together to discuss. That is what we did really. So it's a very comprehensive approach, and if you guys disagree, you guys need to give us the evidence, okay, and back it up. Okay, so the last mono green character we're going to discuss is the 4-star Mina from and we put her in the C tier. I rated her overall C. I rated her PvE C, PvP offense C to B, PvP defense C. Yes for faction dependent, C for mono green. My take on Mina, don't use her unless you want to use more members of the Idrit Forest, okay? Because there really isn't much point to use Mina. Her skill doesn't do too much damage. You're not going to use her much in campaign. You want to use her in PvP to lower enemies' accuracy, you can, but without the solid backing from Idrit faction, 25% drop in accuracy is not going to really do anything. It will still get hit by the enemy, and Mina, guess what? She's still squishy. She's going to die. End of story. Alright. So, well, yay, we've gotten to the blue. Let me see. Why can't I scroll? I want to scroll. Yep. Scroll from the top. Yep. There we go. Hope you guys are still not falling asleep and learning lots. I think this is really great. I really wanted to do this for such a long time, but it's such a big project, and you know, I've got my daytime job. It's really not easy to come up with this tier list for you guys. So I'm really happy that, you know, we've got it down packed, and you know, we are right now we are more like open to discussion with people on what they think of our tier list, and you know, we'll make updates along the way. So to start off, all of us with, we have got just put like that, Irelia is in S tier, okay, and same like Catbird. So one of the best. Actually, let's look at what the S tier actually says. Usable everywhere and across most teams and formats. Superior skills and value. Top of the pops. Wow, amazing. I love that, top of the pops. So Irelia is in the S tier. I never felt that she will not be S tier after I made my 5-star hero review on Irelia. Overall rank, I rated her S as well. PvE, I rated her S. PvP offense, I rated S as well. PvP defense also S. All categories S tier. Faction dependent, no. Mono color, yes, S tier. Alright. Irelia is just straight up so versatile. The passive gun of hers just keeps firing. The more gems you match, she gains shields from her awakens. And for her faction, she just survives. You can use her in defense, you can use her in the war, you can use her in the campaign, you can use her in PvP offense. I mean, yeah. And she does so much damage, and she's average charge, and then she's getting faster. When you awaken her at level awaken 5, she's faster. The third awaken, what she does is that she recovers mana when the enemy hits her. I mean, yeah, there you go, S tier. Alright, that's the measure for the S tier. Alright, and then Alia. Alia is A plus, right? This is A plus, yeah, A plus. Wow, we don't have too many water heroes in A, but we have A plus, which is Alia. And Alia is amazing. She's one of the first few heroes that you can get from the beginner summons if you just started the game. So, and she's so good. She's actually my first 5-star hero. I rated her overall A. So over here she's higher, A plus. For PvE, she's A to S tier. PvP offense, she's A to S. PvP defense, B to S. Not dependent on the faction because she's a healer. That's her role. She doesn't need to be an N-type to heal. That's her faction. And then S for monocolor. Alright, why? Alia heals and she turns 5. Let me see, is it 5? Yeah, 5. She turns up when you get her to level 180. She will be able to turn 5 non-blue Naya stones into blue Naya stones, and that will help you with the board. And then basically we talked about converters heroes and weapons are very important, so that's why she got A plus. Not very surprised here, and I gave her S for mono team definitely. Offense is where she excels in. For defense wise, yeah, you can put her in defense, you can put her in PV, in the arena, you can put her in the war. I feel like you put her in the war, in the Rune Shield field is the best where you can use her, because Rune Shield field's effect is that you got 80% less skill damage for the first 5 hits from all heroes. So you put Alia there, she's just going to help heal all your heroes, and then she can also make Irelia charge up faster to use her skill. So she's really good on that field. Apart from that, if you put her in arena, it's still possible. But one disadvantage about healers, most healers in defense, is that they just heal. They don't really do damage. So you're basically one of your hero spot is taken up by someone that is not dealing damage. So that's my grip with using healers that actively heal in defense. That's why I'd rather put like Isadora or like Catbird or like Fabula or like Hightower in my defense in arena. I still get heals. It's not as much like a big heal, but it's over time. Every turn I get some heals, and they do damage or they do something else other than they don't just heal. They do damage. Okay, but offense wise, Alia is very, very good for most teams as a healer, and also in mono blue for sure. Okay, and I guess she makes the blue Naya stones. If you match them, they also give mana to your heroes as well. So extra mana is always a good value. So yep, very, very good hero. Let's go on to the next, which is Survivor from the 4-star hero, and he is under the B class. Okay, B plus tier. We have so many heroes. Okay, and you guys may not agree or disagree. Put it down in the comments, as I said. Okay, you guys who are just join us in the stream. Yeah, Survivor, overall I rated him as B, so over here is higher, B plus. PvE is a C to B for me. PvP offense a B. PvP defense is where he shines for me, A to S tier. Whether he's faction dependent is average, and for monocolor is a B for me. Alright, so I use Survivor for defense. Okay, I don't really use him for offense because he doesn't really do too much damage. You use him mainly for making the enemy recover mana slower, or freezing them, for helping them to be ready to be frozen with your karma or some other heroes. But defense is where he's really good. He is disgusting to face in Treacherous Sea if you run the wrong setup. And even against a full full red team, a full red mono team with you know, with Eldin, with Torizon, with Pearl, with Zhonghao. Don't let's not say Wukong and Sigmund. Okay, disregard those. With Eldin, right? Basically, the survivor will tank the whole. One survivor will tank your whole red team. Okay, without Sigmund and Wukong in there. That's how strong survivor is. So yeah, he is A+ here. Cassandra, the next one is the healer. I rated her B overall, B for PvE, B for PvP offense, B to A for defense, average for faction dependent, and B for mono blue. Okay, Cassandra's role is to heal, is to dispel, is to remove the mana overload. That's what she does. She is very fast. She can hold the energizing weapon. Yep, good. Okay, let's go to Seedlight. Seedlight, the 5-star hero, but we put him in the B+ category. So where is he? Okay, so I put him overall C. So he's actually higher here, B+. Okay, I put him C to A for PvE, C to A for PvP offense, B for defense, yes for faction dependent, and A to S for monocolor. So Seedlight, yes, Seedlight is one of those heroes that I don't use unless I use it in N-type faction or if I use him in mono blue setting. The reason is because Seedlight is slow charging. And you know what is his skill? His skill hits all the enemies, and then there is a chance, there's a vortex for 5 turns that does damage when your heroes use skills on the enemies. Okay, so he is good in that sense, and I find him usable in defense, though I don't really use him there. I have other options, but I have seen people use him in defense, and it's quite good for, you know, the whole team. But offense wise, I wouldn't really use him unless I was running N-type or mono blue, because the damage will be lacking. Alright, moving on, Harek. Harek is the 4-star and also in B+. I don't think I rated him that high. Harek, yep, I put him as overall B, PvE B, PvP offense C to B, defense C. And yes, he's dependent on his... Actually, no. Actually, I think it's average for faction dependent, but I guess if you want to utilize Karma's freeze and Ahu's extra damage, then you want to put him in the Isabroad faction together with those allies. B for mono blue. So Harek, he's a control hero. He controls the amount of turns your enemies get to attack. He increases their turns so they will never attack you if you can keep using his skill forever. He is he's very useful, and in combination with Zarnia, sucking the mana for certain stages like Tower of Courage, fighting the Damon especially on level 180, and for campaigns stages 24-10, the last stage with the Damon there. Apart from that, I don't really use Harek too much because his damage is quite low. You can use him in PvP. I think that's about it. I don't really use him in campaign. And even against TOC 180 or 24 campaign stage 24-10, I use other heroes to get past that stage. So yeah, I don't really use him. But I guess for the wider community, for free-to-play players, Harek is quite good. Ahu, let's go to that. Ahu is amazing. One of my favorite characters. I put her overall B, PvE B, A in PvP offense, C for defense, average for defection dependent, and A for mono blue. Ahu is amazing. She does high amount of damage, and she's average charge speed, so quite fast to charge her up. And when you critical, that's a few thousand damage really. So I really recommend her for new players, you know, as you're playing campaign. That's one of the heroes that I recommend to be used. Alright, let's go to Fiona and Wanda before we look at the comments. Fiona is in the B B list here. She's a 5-star hero, and for my rating, I put her as C overall. C to A for PvE, B for PvP offense, C for PvP defense. Okay, yes for faction dependent, and S for mono blue. Okay, regarding PvP defense, right? Even though I put it as a C right now, but I may change it in the future, because I actually, last war, I fought against the opponent's setup in the rune shield, and the person used, oh sorry, actually that was about Wanda. Never mind, let's talk about Fiona first. Okay, so don't worry, just forget what I just said a couple of minutes ago, because I was thinking about Wanda. Fiona is one of the gem converters, so her utility in that, and in conjunction with Alia, makes her very valuable for blue teams, mono blue teams. And even if you don't run mono blue teams, you can run Alia and Fiona in a 3-2 setting, so 3 other colors and 2, which is Fiona and Alia, both blue. You can do that, and that is a fun deck to play. And matching the blue Naya stones that Fiona and Alia create will give mana to your other heroes, and that is very good utility. So I put her as C, because I guess if you don't have Alia, or if you don't have mono blue, or you don't have untied team, then I guess as a new player, Fiona is not really one of your priority to level up, and the AoE damage that she does to the enemy is not life-changing, so don't expect like it to be a few thousand damage. Her awakenings are not too bad, but the third awakening that supposedly heals herself and the allies, I don't see that she's healing her allies, so I think maybe it's a wrong descriptor, or it's a bug at the moment. Fifth awaken is good, restores her mana. Let me see, when her HP is full. So yeah, she is good, but how many of you guys have a +5 Fiona? So yeah, and also if you have a +5 Fiona, you most likely have a full untied team and mono blue setup and Alia, so I wouldn't worry by that time, But if you're a new player and you're a Fiona, then most likely she's a C tier for you. Okay, Wanda is a overall C for me. D to A PvE, D to A PvP offense, B defense, yes for faction dependent again. As with Fiona and Wanda as from Untied, they get faster because that's their faction bonus when you put more Untied members together. B to A for mono blue. Wanda is crazy for defense, okay? So I rated her correctly, but I may in fact even raise her to A tier as well for defense. And when I say that, it's a very specific defense, so maybe actually retaining B is actually still alright. Because last war I fought against Wanda in Rune Shield field, and there was other healers, there was Isadora, there was High Tower or something like that, and Wanda just kicked my ass on that field. Really, I didn't expect that, but basically Wanda, her skill is pure damage. Okay, that is also the double-edged sword, so her skill gives a lot of damage. Okay, but she doesn't do anything other than damage, so that's why. And she's very slow charging. She is one of the heroes that is very slow charging, and that is not good, because if you don't use her with other end-type heroes, then she's very slow to charge. I tested her before, and I was able to use Ahu's skill 1.5 to 2 times by the time I use one Wanda skill. That's how slow Wanda is. That means that the damage is almost about the same, because I just casted 2 Ahu skill, So for that fact, and if you don't use her with other untied heroes, then that's why she's a C for most players that are just starting the game. Alright, let's have a drink right now. Let's have a look what people are saying in the chat. Yes, I'm from Australia. I'm in Perth. Are you guys, any of you guys from Perth? Yeah. Wow, it's so good. I'm so happy seeing that there's so many people talking in the chat right now, and yeah, having fun. That's what we are all about. I need to put my my phone to charge because I didn't realize, but this stream has been going for a while and the battery just ran low. Yeah, so many strategies and everything like what Sensei said. That's why we love this game, and the weapon system and the special effects. There's so many facets, and the awakening from the heroes and the team composition is so amazing. I haven't played a matching game that's like this, quite like this, so that's why I've been playing Call of Antia for very long, a few months right now. Yeah. Tarun is in the house. Love from India. Hey, welcome to the stream, and yeah, glad to see you here. Coventus, I understand why Wanda and Fiona are put on B, as them alone they are not so amazing. However, I use Alia. Yes. That is the point, okay? Because you have 3 members of the Antia faction in your team, and when they are together, it increases their mana gain by I think 20%, or is it 15%? I think 20%, yeah, because I remember if you have 4 members, it's 25%. So that's why it makes sense. If you don't use them together, Alia, Wanda, and Fiona, it doesn't make sense. Don't and not many beginners will have that kind of combination. So, yeah, you have to have that. Okay, yep. Alexander, thanks for the advice. This chat is perfect for you. Yep, I'm very happy that you are enjoying this, and thanks for coming online with us. From time to time, I do live streams, and it's really fun because it's more fun than making a static video where I just talk by myself for 10-20 minutes. This is really fun because I get to see what you guys are talking, and I get to interact with you guys. It's really fun. And yeah, it is so hard when you don't have anything to go by other than how many stars the champs have and your own general opinion on what may be good. So you can take it from me, you can take it from the people that have collaborated on this tier list, because we've tried a lot of combination, especially myself. I have all the heroes, and most of my 5 stars, all my 4 stars are fully awakened. So I have a lot of weapons and setups and runes to try the different teams. So that's how I get my evidence from, and I also ask a lot of players for their feedback, and I learn from other players. That's how it helps me to keep learning, that it's not just my own thinking, and that definitely helps. Alright guys, let me just quickly have a drink of water. Actually, I'm actually drinking beer right now. Because today in Australia it was so hot, and I was driving for a few 100 kilometers. So I came back home, and I was having a drink, and then I was talking to my friends, and then I just said, okay, are you guys ready to for me to live stream? Should I do a live stream on this tier list? And here I am. Been streaming for the past 2-3 hours, talking about the tier list. So this is really, really amazing, Let me see, how long has this stream been going for? Can I see the time actually? Yeah, I think it has definitely been 2-3 hours. Okay, let's continue. And we've just got to finish up the blue heroes, which is Miram and Tigroth quickly, who are our 4-star hero. So let's talk about Miram. Miram, where are you? I rated her C overall. I rated her C to B for campaign, C to B for PvP offense, C to defense, yes for faction dependent, and B to A for mono blue. Okay, Miram is actually one of the underrated heroes. Okay, she is very good in the budget mono blue kind of decks. I've seen her used before. The only thing about her is that you need to have the blue converters that we talked about. That means if you have Alia, if you have Fiona, which are the only blue converter heroes, and the Naya yeah, then it will be a beautiful setup for Miram. In addition, Miram also requires buffs to hit harder with her skill. So there's not too many heroes that can buff your Miram, especially from the blue side of things. You know, most of the heroes are from Chattingdale, which are green, like Isadora, like Catbird, you know, like Fabula, healing over time and stuff like that. So because of that, it's hard at the moment to have that. But obviously, if you have those factors that we talked about earlier in place, then Miram is actually quite good, and her ranking will actually go up because she will do AoE and so much damage, you know. So that's Miram for you. Okay, T-Groff, I rated him C overall, PvE C, PvP offense C, defense C, average for faction dependent, and C to B for monocolor. T-Groff is also one of those unfortunate heroes that he doesn't really do too much right now, you know. In fact, right now I'm talking to you right now, I also forgot what he really does, you know. It's been a long time since I used a T-Groff. I think before Chinese New Year this year, the Wukong event, he was actually good. But after that patch, they removed some of his skill. He no longer, I think he can increase his own attack right now, I think. And he used to be able to drop the enemy's defense, so that was a bit of utility. And then you use him with Seng Liu, which is another blue hero from Penglai, and that was fun. But right now, he only just increases his attack, I think, and his increase in attack is like capped at a certain percentage, so you can't like keep indefinitely increase his attack. So it's not really good, you know. So there you go, unfortunately for T-Groff. Yeah. Alright, let's go to our light heroes. Finally, we are about what? 2/3 down? Yeah, 2/3 down. Okay. So for the light heroes, we don't have anybody in the S tier. We don't have anybody in the A+ tier. We do have some heroes in the A tier, right? A, right? Yep. And it's so funny that it's going to say we're going to start with Jane, which is the 4-star hero that everybody either love or hate. I'm sure you fought an enemy Jane before, like I have, and it was horrible fighting an enemy Jane, and then you realize, and people like, start to realize how useful Jane is. Okay, Jane is also a reactive hero like Garabeth. She is from the Royal Guards faction, increases defense for the faction heroes. I rated her B, so actually I didn't rate her A. I rated her B. Rated B overall, C to B for PvE, B for PvP offense, A for PvP defense, average for faction dependent, B for mono yellow or mono light. Okay, Jane is a reactive hero, and reactive hero for me is very situational kind of use. Yes, Jane has utility. Jane has damage share. Jane has ability to heal your heroes if she gets hit by a multi-hit skill, target skill, you know. But you need to get her. You need to get her skill up, you know, for the damage share to be, and then her passive will be effective. Okay, her passive is the heal. So people use her because they think that, okay, if I use Jane, then, you know, she will keep healing my team, I won't die. But that is her passive. That is activated when the enemy hits her. If the enemy hits her with a normal attack or hits her with a, but it's a higher chance with a skill, okay, that she will activate. That's why enemy must hit her with a area of effect kind of skill or a multi-hit skill, like, you know, Irelia or like Malfort, you know, hits for a few hits, like 5 hits or something. Then there's a chance, a higher chance from the skill to proc the healing of the 10% HP for everybody. And you need to activate the damage share to be very effective, because damage share basically makes it that the damage the enemy is dealing to your hero is divided by your 5 heroes or whatever heroes is remaining, you know. And effects is also shared also, okay. So that is a double-edged sword. So effects is shared, so that's why if the enemy hit your other heroes, targeted your other heroes with a skill, it will also trigger Jane, because the damage share is active. That is the secret to Jane. So you need to use a dispeller to take away that effect, like, you know, and then you can, I guess, hit the other heroes normally, and then Jane won't be able to heal. But having said that, Jane is slow, slow charge speed, so and we don't have any light converter heroes at the moment or weapons, so you have to depend on energizing weapons to get starting mana for your Jane, whether in attack or defense. So, and then, you know, after you use the first skill, and I think it lasts for, is it few turns, like 5 turns? After 5 turns, then, you know, you need to make sure your Jane is already charged again. Otherwise, you don't have that, then your healing is not consistent, and you're only healing for 10% per hit. So it's not like a passive heal, it's not like a healing over time, it's a reactive kind of heal. So it's really situational, you know. It's not like you need heal now, you can get heal. You need to be hit. You need to have the damage share to be effective, to maximize the heal, right? So those are the thing. And also one more thing, have you ever seen Jane damage share, and then you hit the Jane with or another hero adjacent with the damage share with Catbird's mushroom, and then everybody turns into mushroom because of the damage share. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to work around Jane. It's not that difficult, but obviously for a new player, for mid player, Jane is quite good, and for free-to-play general audience, Jane is quite useful. So we decided to put her in A, but I didn't rate her that high. I only put her B. Okay. Next hero, Midas. Midas, we put him in A. I rated Midas B overall, B for PvE, B to A for PvP offense, A to S for defense. Average for faction dependent, and B for monolith dependent. So Midas, for me right now, is a endgame kind of hero. Alright? I know you guys, before this tier list that we made today came out, we had all the other tier lists from the developers, and you know, Midas was quite high for arena and for heroes, you know, that are, you know, people might want to upgrade. Yes, he keeps appearing in arena and stuff like that, but for me, Midas shines a lot towards the end game when you have his weapon, especially Midas weapon, exclusive weapon. Okay, it's not any weapon, Midas exclusive weapon. Okay, and if you have leveled him up fully to 180, and you have the highest runes, level 8 runes or higher, and you have his awakens, okay, at third awaken, I think he gets let me see, he gets 15% more value from runes and weapons. The 5th awaken increases his defense by 10% up to 30% for each skill that he casts. And then the 2nd and the 4th awaken, he will take less damage from the enemy. So as you can see, all these factors make Midas the ultimate tank. Okay, one day I should do a 5-star hero review. He's the ultimate tank. Okay? But with the right conditions. So if you just put him, you just started the game, and then you draw a Midas, and then you're like, you saw the previous the past ranking, and then you're like, oh, Midas is so good, S tier. Let's go and use him. You will be disappointed. You might be disappointed because you might not have him fully leveled up, and then of course higher leveled players, they use mono attack teams and everything. Your Midas is not going to really save your whole team. And if you don't have his weapon, then his exclusive weapon, then your heroes don't start with additional shields, because the additional shields is very important so that Midas quickly gets charged up to use his skill to replace the shields. That is the magic. If you don't have his exclusive weapon, then everybody will kill your Midas from the start. And then when your Midas is dead, because he hasn't used his skill, then he didn't do anything, and your other heroes are open for attack. Do you see what I mean? Okay. So let's go on to the next one, which is ggEZ, the new hero from this event that I recently reviewed. And let me see here. Let me just confirm that he's in the A-. Yes, A- tier. Wow. Okay. So we put him A- here, but overall he's a new hero, so I don't have his ratings right now here. But I would say that ggEZ is a hero that he is dependent on his faction. He is dependent until you get him unlocked 5th Awaken, because his 5th Awaken has a 20% chance from his normal attack damage to put the Vendor's Mark on the enemies, and the Vendor's Mark is very important for his skill. He does a lot of damage, but he only gets his mana recharged if he hits an enemy with a Vendor's Mark on them, you know, and it's only usable once per turn. And he's a slow charge and hero. His 3rd Awaken is that once you use his skill, he will have 50% mana gain for 3 turns, which is good, but we don't have light hero converters. We don't have weapons also that convert light gems. So even if you use his skill and you got 50% mana gain, unless you have a lot of light gems on the board, you are not really going to be able to charge ggEZ that quickly. He needs cycler heroes or gem converters heroes like Alia and Fiona. Cycler heroes like Hightower and Serapus, especially. Serapus will give the Vendor's Mark, can put Vendor's Mark on the enemy potentially as well. I use him with Rebecca, I use him with Ruby and Rose, and that is amazing. But and I also have his exclusive weapon that increases his attack. So, and I got critical chance as a special effect. So that all that factors makes ggEZ S tier or A+ tier for me. But for the general crowd, if you just playing this game recently, you just went to this event, you put one ggEZ, and you don't have other heroes like Serapus, Rebecca, and Hightower, and the stuff that I just said just now, then he might not be that usable for you. But it's good to get him now, because I figure that he's doing so much damage that in the future, if we do get a light hero or weapon converter, then, you know, it's going to be amazing, you know. And he is doing so much damage from from a light hero, and light heroes, you know, they are not weak against other elements except resisted damage to other light heroes. But you know, he's doing so much damage, you know. But yeah, those are the things to take note. I think at the moment, because of all this heavy investment on ggEZ, the 10 of us has just agreed to put him in the A- tier, and we will monitor this list as we progress. Alright, so let's move on. Next one is Lupita from the 5-star, and we have her in B. Is it B+? Yeah, that's B+, right? B+, B, B-. Yep. Let me pull out my Lupita. I rated Lupita overall A. I rated her B to A for PvE. I rated her PvP offense A to S tier, and S tier for defense. Average for for the faction dependent, and A for mono light team. Lupita is just straight up brutal in defense, okay? And I use her in my defense as well. If one day you want to see how powerful she is in defense, you know, you work hard in the game, play hard and climb up the ranks. Maybe one day you will face me, or face me in Alliance War. Then you can have a taste of my Lupita. Yeah, or you can ask Sensei lah. You can ask Sensei. Sensei has maybe fought my my Lupita before. All right, she can tell you how painful the Lupita is. Yeah, Lupita can, in defense, right, with the right weapons and with the right strategy, she can one shot your whole team. Do you believe? And you cannot do anything against that because it's very painful. Because she can increase her own critical chance as well. So Lupita is underrated. All right, I put her as A for me, but obviously it really depends on your weapons. It depends on stuff. But actually, her awakens are all right. You don't need too much of her awakens for to achieve the same effect. It's more about the weapons. Okay, you need to get some member of your team needs to hold an energizing weapon so that she's very easy to trigger her skill. And then for her, you can put some weapon to increase her attack and her critical damage, because she already got critical chance a lot already from her own passive. She can have up to 60 or 80% critical chance. So I have the Roaring Warhammer on her, and that increases her attack. That increases I got 30% critical damage on her, so I have 180% critical damage if she criticals. So it is very painful. Yeah, Sensei, Lupita in that defense war, field 1 in war is terrible. Yep, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Next hero, Jacob, 4-star. I put him as overall B, campaign B, PvP offense B, defense C to B, no for faction dependent, A to S for mono light team. Jacob is good when you use him in PvP offense, because his purpose is as dispeller. He dispel and he's single target. He deals heavy damage. He's slow charge. But you can use him against Jane. You can use him against Garabeth. You can use him against anything that you need to dispel. And he's very effective and he does a lot of damage. The only thing bad about him is that he's slow charge and you need your converters where we don't have any for light tower. So you basically need to depend on the energizing weapon. So yeah, that's it. Regina, 5-star hero, is in B+. I rated him A overall. I rated him A to S for PvE, A to S for PvP offense, A for defense, average for faction dependent, A for mono light. Regina is another very hard hitting hero. He is very, very funny, you know, because he is my last 5-star hero to complete my collection last time. So I don't know, I have very weird feeling about him because he was my last hero, so I didn't really use him, but I have seen how people use him. I have seen and I know how to use him, but it's just that he's my last hero and I had a lot of other choices, so I just didn't really use him. He has possibly one of the best awakens in the game. The first awaken, he will gain a shield if he takes deadly damage that he's to the point that he's gonna die. He will not die. He will get shield. So he's like Zarnia's first awaken. Second and fourth awaken, he's much harder to He takes lesser damage from the element that he's weak to, which is the dark heroes. That's good, you know, because resisted. I mean, not as much damage, but you know, yeah, I think that is always gonna be good. More protection. Third Awaken. Let me see. I can't really remember the Third Awaken actually. Maybe it gives him, is it more mana or something like that? But the Fifth Awaken is the bomb. Fifth Awaken, 33% chance to restore his mana completely after using his skill. That is disgusting. That is bullshit, man. But my friend, there is one player that I know of, Tila, has fully awakened Regina, and she told me one time that she casted Regina's skill 5 times in a row, and Regina, wow, his skill does so much damage, and it's AoE, you know, so it hits everyone, and it hits them for a few hits. So imagine doing that 5 times in a row. That's crazy, man, if you're lucky, you know. And he has a 25% chance per hit to inflict anti-healing on the enemy, so that's very interesting. So that's, for that reason, I rated him A. But obviously over here, everybody has decided that he's in B+. Okay, next hero, Agatha. Agatha is a 5-star healer. Oh, sorry. My screen went dark because I talked too long. Back again. Agatha is a 5-star hero from the Naya Church, and she's very unique. I rated her overall B. I rated PvE C to B, PvP offense B to A, PvP defense B to S, no for faction dependent, and B for mono light. Agatha is very unique because she dispels the enemy, she dispels your whole team as well from debuffs. She removes the enemy's buffs, and then she heals your allies, and then she deals damage to enemies, and then she deals extra damage to dark elements. So she's a very supportive hero, and I guess she's quite alright if you use her with Ruby and Rose, but she's more of the supportive. You won't be using her too much for the damage wise, okay? Next hero will be Ruby and Rose. I rated her B, and she's B here. I rated her over PvE A, PvP offense is A, defense is B, no for faction dependent, and S for mono light team. That's it. Yep, she's very good for mono light. The only bad thing is that, yeah, you need to depend on the energizing weapon. You need to depend on heroes that convert light in the future. Alright. B over here, let me see. I think we all rated B because you need to have a solid light team to use her with. So at the moment, I'm using Ruby and Rose with Joser. I'm loving it. I'm using Ruby and Rose with Rebecca. I'm loving it. When I first used Ruby and Rose, I used her with Gwenda, with Jacob. They were easy to obtain, and they were really good, and they enhanced the skills of the light deck. But with Joser and Rebecca and Ruby and Rose, that is definitely really good. I definitely, for myself, because of my team composition and my weapons and my runes, I would actually put her in the A to A+ tier for me, right? But obviously, I know not many people will have all these light heroes. They are really hard to build and use because of the lack of converters and weapons, and not everybody has a leveled up energizing weapon. I think that is the reason why we all didn't rate Ruby and Rose too high. Okay, so hopefully that answers any of your questions. I think I remember Coventus was asking about Ruby and Rose. Okay, so in the future this might change when maybe there's light converters or heroes or weapons. Yeah, we might see how. But yeah, in my heart she is definitely higher than B, but this is also a tier list for the wider community. We have decided to put her at a B. Alright, let's go to Gwenda. 4-star and one of the heroes that you're likely to get when you first begin the game. Very, very good balanced hero, and also support as well. I rated Gwenda B overall, B for PvE, A for PvP offense, C for PvP defense, no for faction dependent, and B to A for mono light. So I used her previously, as I said, with Ruby and Rose. That is why B to A for mono light. She is one of the faster charging dispeller, so that's why A for PvP offense, because sometimes you need to use her against Isadora, against Jane, against Garabeth, you know, those annoying heroes that you need to dispel their buffs. So that's why Gwenda stands a spot here in the B. But damage wise, she's low. Is more of the utility side. I think that's why we are using her. Okay, moving on to Rebecca. Rebecca, where are you? Rated her B, similar here. B overall, B for PvE, B to A for PvP offense, B for defense, no for faction dependent, B to A for mono light. Rebecca is great for solo damage. She doesn't really do too much other than that. She doesn't really give any, like, you know, survivability. She doesn't help my other heroes to become faster or give them some other special effect. She's just a solo assassin, solo kill kind of hero, and I didn't really use her until the current event Joza right now, that I really enjoy in conjunction with Joza to help me apply the Vendor's Mark. That is the reason I'm using her. Apart from that, she's just good if you need someone to do large amount of damage. But yeah, and in the mono light kind of setting. Yep, that's why I use her. Moving on to Roland. Role, as Alia would say. He is overall C for me, so it's higher here. B, everyone agreed. C for overall, C for PvE for me, C to B for PvP offense, C to B for defense for me, average for faction dependent, and B for mono light. Roland is quite good, but his damage is quite unstable, inconsistent, because, you know, sometimes he do area effect damage, sometimes he does one solo target damage, you know, and then it depends on what weapons you have on him. He's a good starting hero, but, you know, until something change, you know, wouldn't really be using him too much. Okay, next up we have the new hero, Rosie, another R, Roland Rosie. Rosie is an interesting hero. I was quite excited for her when I was pulling in my 33k gems summons for Joza event. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's fun, very, very nice. I have her fully awakened. I haven't really used her. She does show me a lot of damage potential. The feeling I get from Rosie is that she is like a Jacob, but like faster charge, and she is doing a lot of damage, you know, and then she can recover her own mana by 50%. But apart from that, she doesn't put the Vendor's Mark. She doesn't do that, which is very important for Joza, you know. So I think she's good for damage, but utility wise, I don't see how, you know. So I don't recommend running her too much if you're running Joza, unless, you know, because for Joza you want to help him to get the Vendor's Mark. But if you use Rosie with Joza, then you're using Joza to help Rosie, which is the other way around. So I don't really agree with that. But, you know, she does have high damage. Okay, she does have high damage for sure. Bruno next. Sorry, let me just see. Sensei said that my streaming time is still by 2 minutes. Do you mean that you're lagging by 2 minutes, or is it currently paused for you? Okay, for Bruno, our favorite Bruno, from the chats, Bruno, I rated him C overall, C for PvE, C to B for PvP offense, C to B for PvP defense, yes for faction dependent, and B for mono light. Bruno is a slow charging hero. He does area of effect damage. He can do extra damage, which is enticing to use him, but you got to get the enemy HP low, which you can do that with various ways. Unfortunately, due to the lack of light hero converters and weapons, so that's why he hasn't really seen too much use. But I have seen Bruno used in budget mono light teams, and he is good. He is good there. So I guess if you don't have too many heroes, you can use Bruno in your budget light team. Yep, that can be a plan. Yeah. Seems like I'm in a time lag. How do you know I'm lagging? Or is the audio coming out good for you guys? Sorry guys, I'm just going to quickly get a drink, but and then we will move on to the last section, which is the dark heroes, because there isn't any more light heroes, right? So we will go to the dark heroes, and that will be our last section, and then you guys can have some questions or anything. But hopefully the audio is good for you guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the information I'm giving you guys. I know there's a lot for people who are watching this later offline or just join us. Don't worry about the video being 4 or 5 hours. I will put timestamps later on, so that people can go and find the hero, the specific hero to go and or the color. I'm just going to get a drink. Just be right back. Cheers guys, this is my fourth beer and feeling fine, feeling a bit thirsty and dry throat from all that talking, really. Let me have a look at the comments and what you guys are talking about. Wow, we've got Kenny and Sensei speaking in German, and or I can't understand. Oh no. I wish I could speak German or other languages. Coventus, well, the day servers merge. Which server are you on? Which servers are you guys on? And yeah, one day we might have the servers match, merge, What beer am I drinking? I'm drinking an Australian beer. Australian, they make very good beers and pale ales. I've been discovering since I came here in And this beer I'm drinking is goat. It's so funny, goat, greatest of all time. Is a brand of a beer. How good is that beer, man? That's such a good brand name for a beer, isn't it? So pull up this tier list like this. Beer on a Tuesday, the dream. Well, you got to drink something to cool down, and today is beer. Yeah, only Sensei can drink wine on a Tuesday, because Sensei, she's a very hard worker, and she's got stuff. Very important person. All right, guys, are you guys ready? Let's go to the dark team, okay? Dark heroes, and in the A+ tier we have Elmis. And I will go to my Elmis right now and figure out. Okay, so Elmis, I rated him overall A. I rated him for PvE A to S tier. I rated PvP offense A to S tier, defense A to S tier. Faction dependent, no. and mono duck S tier. All right. So how, why did I rate Elmis A, and everyone rated him higher, and I believe Kindaichi wanted to rate him S tier as well. I think rated him S tier, and but for me, I put him as overall A. But I do increase his ranking to S tier. I put a range actually, A to S, for PvE, PvP, offense and defense. And the reason I did that was because Elmis is really amazing when you put him with certain stuff like mana gain weapons, with mono duck, with chatting deal. He is very versatile, so he's still in the A and above category. That's what A category heroes stand for anyway. Versatility, well-rounded heroes. You can use them anytime. They are still very good. But maybe when I was doing this tier list and I was thinking about Elmis, I was thinking of overall like new players as well, because when you're new, you just start the game and you pull 10 heroes, you got Elmis, and then you don't have your mono duck yet, you don't have your mana gain weapons yet. So in that sense, Elmis would be good, because his skill, he can do area of effect damage, and then he can dispel. Whoops, sorry, I just dropped my phone. Too excited, guys. Okay, never mind. Okay, I was talking about what? Yeah, he can deal. Elmis can deal area of effect damage. He can dispel the enemy buff, and then he can make the purple gems, okay, the dark gems, and he can stop the enemies from healing, so got anti-healing properties as well. So he is very unique. He's definitely A tier, but if you don't have the mana gain weapon, you don't have the the mono duck, then or chatting deal allies, then I think it's reasonable he's in the A tier, and it slowly become S tier when you have all the other factors. Okay, so that's my reasoning, and I see if I can zoom in a bit. Yep, zoom in. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, Mary. Let's go to Mary. Mary had a little lamb, little. All right. So Mary is in the A+ tier. I don't agree with this. I don't agree. I put Mary S tier. I rate her Mary overall S tier. S tier for PvE, S tier for PvP offense, A for defense. No for faction dependent, and S tier for mono duck. That is my rating for Mary. Alright. When I first started the game, I was like all of you guys. I never used Mary. I never thought of Mary. I just thought Mary, okay, she looks a bit cute, but what is the bomb going to do? I didn't really think that she would do a lot of damage and stuff like that. But then as I played more on the campaign and I played the Tower of Courage, I realized how powerful Mary is. And Mary is a 4-star hero. That means that anyone in time will get a Mary. Okay, this is different from a 5-star, because 5-star the getting rate is 2%, so it's much harder. Mary, you will get it in time, and you don't need her awaken. But what she does is that if you use her in the first chain of the hero skills, and then you just use everybody's skills, damage skills, and then you use the dragon, and then you use you just keep attacking for every turn for 3 turns. And then later you will see when you at the end of 3 turns, or whenever you use Mary's skill again, right? The enemies, there will be a bomb that explodes, and it will do a few thousand damage, and it can be as much as 20,000. You can be as much as 30,000. If you can accumulate that amount of damage, you can. I have seen Mary do the same amount of damage 30k, 60k, you know, overall in battle statistics. And that's like rivaling that of the 5-star, you know. So if you don't think she's in S tier or in A plus tier or A tier for you, you need to try using her. You need to use her, and she's usable in any setup. And if you use her with Ranger setup, with, you know, Sigmund and everything, that's also good as well. But she's so versatile, and for that reason, and she's average charge, you know, faster than some other heroes, you know. I put her a 4-star in the S tier for my own rating, but I will agree with my other teammates that I put her as a A+ hero. Okay. Let me quickly see. Alexander is saying, is Mary better than Damon? Because I have both, but she's at level 1 at the moment. Mary will complement Damon. She isn't better than Damon. Damon under right settings will be definitely better than Mary, but using Mary with Damon is very recommended and will basically enhance the damage, you know. So it is very good to use Mary with Damon. Yeah, I do that. Yep. Everybody else is saying, if you want, you can always have Sunday, everything a question of priorities, like COA. You mean live streaming? Live streaming on every Sunday? Is that what you're saying, Sensei? Okay, let's move on to the next hero. Take a drink from my beer. Oh my god, tastes so good, guys. Wish you are in Australia next time, try the goat beer, okay? I don't even know why I'm saying that. They don't pay me to do that. Haha. Damon is in the A tier list, and my rating, overall rating, I put him as B. PvE C to S tier. PvP offense B to S. Defense B to S. Faction dependent, no. Mono Dark S tier. Damon is amazing, okay? He is like Eldin is like to the red team, okay? That is Damon. Damon is like a crazy damage hero. So I have made a video on how to use mono dark teams on my channel. If you haven't seen it already, go and have a look and see how I use Damon. But Damon, he is very powerful and he works in a specialized kind of team, so that's why the mono dark team. But as I said, mono dark doesn't, and light team, we don't have the dark converters or the light converters or the heroes and weapons. So there is a limitation and the reliance on actually we do have a dark hero converter, which is Elmis. Okay, sorry. So that is the only advantage that dark has over light. Okay, Elmis. But then Elmis is a 5-star, so good luck drawing Elmis. Okay, there's no 4-star dark converters at the moment. So Damon, you know, you need to you work with other heroes like Elmis and other fast charging heroes, because basically Damon's skill will help him to gain stacks. So a lot of people have this misconception when they read Damon's skill. They are like, who is this hero? You know, he is taking away my hero's damage and stuff like that. I don't think he's good and stuff, but that's because he's getting stronger, you know. And your other hero's purpose is to help him get stronger, so that your normal attack damage will do few thousand. You know, can you imagine just matching the dark stones, and then that will do thousands of damage to up to 2,000 or more to your enemies. That is amazing, isn't it? It's not even skill, you know. You can just keep doing that, and you can make a lot of purple gems with Elmis, especially when he dispels the enemy. That is good. No other hero can do that, you know. And then you give Damon a attack raising weapon like Eldin's staff, you know. Other fast dark heroes that I use would be Venus. You know, a lot of people say Venus is useless, but I use her with Damon. You know, it's good. Stuff like that. But so yeah, Damon is quite specific. So I reckon, yeah, for new starting players, it's not too useful. That's why I rated him B. But obviously here we have all of us decided to put him as A ranking, but for me I put him as B, and he slowly becomes S tier. The more you have the weapons, you have Elmis, you have Venus, you have the other heroes, and you have the attack raising weapon on Damon. You know, he's killer. You know, so I think, yeah, just go and watch my video if you and it will show you how good he is. Let's go on to Zania. Zania, where are you? My Zania has disappeared. Oh, okay, found it. I rated Zania overall B, PvE B, PvP offense B, defense B, overall B. She's a B. And faction dependent average, mono dark B. I know you guys are like, wow, that's really harsh, Nehe. Zania is quite important to me, and you know, I everybody rated her so good, so high, you know, and if you don't use her, how do you get past stage TOC 180 or like campaign stage 2410 Damon, you know, stuff like that. You know, she's very good controlling enemy and in PvP as well. How come you rate her B? You know, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, you know, this game, right, is so interesting. Everybody has different experience, you know. Yeah, Zania used to be really good. She was actually nerfed, you know. She is actually nerfed. Last time she was so good, and you really need to watch out for her in PvP. She almost can kill one hero and then she recovers fully from sucking the HP and the mana from that hero, you know. And then the developers nerfed her. I kind of figured that she was going to be nerfed because she was too broken already. That's why when I first played the game, I didn't really level up my Zania. In fact, today my Zania is just level 120. I didn't really level her because when I play a game, right, I always play it quite differently. I don't necessarily use heroes that everybody like to use. You know, I like to use heroes that people feel are rubbish and useless. That's how I do things, and I try to make them useful, you know. So when I saw Zania was quite, everybody used her, but of course I'm not trying to say this to like be a smart ass, you know, like everybody say want to use this and then I purposely rebel and don't use this hero. That's not what I'm saying. But when you look at Zania's skill, right, Zania is very individual kind of a hero, you know. She can control the mana and the HP. She can drain the health from the hero, but she can only do it for one hero, right? So for me, when I consider heroes in my tier list, I think about, you know, what they do to the enemy team and not just one hero. If it only does effect to one hero, I wouldn't I mean, it has to give me more value, you know. So a lot of heroes that I rate highly are heroes that, you know, they give team buff, you know, team buff, like Isadora, give everybody damage share, give everybody increased defense, give everybody healing, you know. Catbird controls one healer, one hero, but he is I mean, he freezes that hero completely and then he deals damage and then he heals his friends, you know, and then he changed the board. So he does a lot of things, you know. Zania, it just sucks one enemy clean and then like that's helping herself, you know. She's just selfish. She's selfish. Yeah. She's selfish. She only does that for herself. She doesn't suck and then like give it to her friends, you know. So that's why, like, I feel because of other heroes, that's why I don't rate her that high. But having said that, obviously I know it's very important for all of you guys, especially free-to-play players. You know, you're fighting Damon in 180 Tower of Courage 180 and campaign stage 2410. Like, Harek and Zanya are very important. So, you know, I agree with the whole team. I said that, you know, let's put Zanya in A tier, because more likely people were going to have her than a 5-star hero, and she is versatile to put everywhere, you know. So I guess, you know, you can depend on her for that. But when you play against high level players, you use Zanya, I'm going to laugh at you, because I will kill your Zanya, and your Zanya only helps herself, doesn't help your whole team, you know. I'm not scared of Zanya. I'm actually more afraid of Perceval than Zanya. Okay? And we will talk about Perceval later, since we are talking about dark heroes, right? Yeah, I'm actually more afraid of Perceval than Zanya. So if you can write in the comments right now and tell me, what have you fought against Perceval and versus Zanya? Zanya is still, don't get me wrong, it's still scary in PvP defense. You know, if you fight one, if you're not careful, you can be controlled by her. But have you fought a Perceval in defense before? Versus and can you compare your experience versus Zanya? You know, and let you write in the comments. You know, I'm actually more afraid of a Perceval. Yeah, of a highly leveled Perceval. I'm very afraid of the Perceval, really. Let's move on to next up. We have Morella, the 5-star that we just had for Valentine's event that I made a video also. If you go and check it out, you can see. Overall, I rate her B. I rate her PvE B to A for PvP offense, B to A for defense as well. Average for faction dependent, and B for mono dark. Okay. She is average for faction dependent because her faction Dark Force has members increasing in their lifesteal. So I think, you know, if you can put more members, and you can put more members to increase Dark Force and Morella's lifesteal, why not? Yeah, so that's why I put average for faction dependent. Mono, it is also good to use Morella, and I recently been using her a bit more, so maybe she might be better in the tier list. Maybe we can move her to A in the future or what, but I guess it depends on what weapons again, what you have on her awakenings, and also the other heroes that you're pairing with her. She could be more of a mid to end game kind of character based on that. As an early game, you just started the game, you drew a Morella and a Catbird. Okay, I would recommend you to level up the Catbird for sure. If you drew Morella and Irelia, I would recommend you to up the Irelia for sure. If you drew Morella and let me see, Sigmund, or maybe Morella and Elmis, I would ask you to up the level up the Elmis first. If you drew Morella and Mary, I will ask you to level up the Mary first. So as you can see, you know, based on this, I can't really put Morella too high up, because there are so many other choices that I rather put up for her. Of course, yes, you can argue Morella has the defense drop, you know. Sorry, is it defense drop? No, enemies will take more damage, and also her passive that also increases her damage dealt to enemies. Yes, but her passive relies on debuffs. How many heroes you know of that does a debuff? Can you name for me? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, there's not many heroes prior to prior to Kalani that has debuffs, right? So for that reason, your Morella is not going to really do the, I forgot, is it 60 or 80% increase? I think it's 80%, right? I think so. Yeah, increase in damage. So to do that, you need to have 3 to 4 stacks of debuffs, okay? I'll give you one example, okay? So your Elmis, usually people use Morella with Elmis, right? You use Elmis skill. Elmis will put anti-healing on the enemy. Or now that I'm thinking about it, it's up to 60%. I don't think it's 80% damage in dealt to enemies for the Morella's passive already. So Elmis will put anti-healing, so that's one debuff on the enemy, so you got 20% increase in attack. Then where is your other 2 stacks of debuffs, you know? You need to go and find out, because if you don't, then your Morella 20% increase damage is not really significant, okay? Even if I put a critical weapon on Morella, it's not going to be few thousand, it's not. Yep. So to get the 60%, you got to use Kalani into Elmis, and then Kalani into the Morella. That's what I use on my video to say stack up the debuffs. And Elmis at his +5 will decrease the enemy's attack and defense by 20% as well. So that's additional 2 more debuffs. So yep, good luck. +5 Elmis, and then you will have a very usable Morella. Okay, so that's for the reason we only put Morella in B+. Okay, but having said that, I did try her recently in Mono Dark, and yeah, she's not bad. So maybe this might change, but at the moment I only rated her B overall, and everybody in the team, we've decided for her to be B+, right? I'm correct, this is B+, right? Yeah. Alright, let's go to Theodore, one of the underrated heroes that everybody has been flaming on Discord until they try it, and they try it properly as well. That is the power of Theodore, okay? Theodore is, I rated him B, so he's same here. Alright, PvE C to B, PvP offense C to A, PvP defense A to S tier. Yes for dependent on faction, and Mono Dark B to A. Alright, so for Theodore, he's an endgame kind of hero. He's mostly utilized in defense for the best results. We got him last year, first time in Halloween, and he's just got a very nice character design. But apart from that, his skill is crazy, especially when you awaken him +3. Yeah, +3 would be good, but actually +1 would be good already. Alright, so his +1 would be good because it gives him lifesteal, 25% lifesteal on +1. +3, he recovers HP for killing enemies, so that's good. So he's just a vampire, you know. +5 is the power, is the bomb. He gains extra 2 stacks. So when you get him, his maximum stacks, when he gets hit by the enemy skill, he will gain a life stack. Okay, he will gain this life stack, and this life stack will also reduce. He will take 30% less damage for that turn as well. And this stack basically, when you don't have awaken 5, right, it stacks up to 3 times. And then when you awaken 5 him, you can stack 2 more times, so up to 5 times, which I have him at 5. And it does, I think, 100% more damage for each stack that he has on him, in addition to his AoE attack. So he can actually one shot your your attack if you give him 5 stacks, and if you don't kill him in time, you know, and he can one shot your whole team, not just one hero. Your whole team can die, and he can recover all his HP because of his lifesteal and the third awaken. Okay, restores HP when he kills a hero. If he kills 5 of your hero, he just basically full health. Okay, to utilize him, you need to use Jane or Isadora in your team, because that's the only way. With the damage share skill activated, that's the only way Theodore will keep getting his stacks, and then he won't die that quick. Because how many times is your enemy going to directly target your Theodore with the skill? Because they already know that, you know, Theodore is going to be very strong the more stacks he gets. So why would anybody do that, you know? It's suicide. So the only way to do that is to activate damage share from Jane or Isadora. So that is the way to use him. If you can use him in that setting, he is the best in defense. That's why I put him for B for overall rating. But if you can, if you have Isadora or Jane in the formation, then it will be S tier, especially in defense. Okay, so that's where I see it. And let's move on to Percival, the one that I said I feared in defense. And I can see from the comments that Sensei agrees with me, right? What did she say? She said there Percival is one of the best defenders, up to 60%. Wow, yeah, man, it's crazy. Oh, Kenny saying I'm the professor. I'm still learning, still applying my masters in applied core of Antia. Alright, but yeah. Alright, let's go to Percival. He is B here. Overall rating, I put him as B. PvE, C to B. PvP offense, C to B. Defense, A to S. Yes, for faction dependent. Actually, could be average as well, but let's just put it as yes, alright? Because Percival is from Edrite Forest. Edrite Forest depends on heroes with dodge and, you know, accuracy decreasing kind of heroes. So he can be quite dependent on that as well. But if you level him up fully with the right weapons, with the awakenings, then obviously he will be more independent. B for mono dark team. Okay, Percival is another one of the heroes like Theodore that is just amazing in defense. Okay, if you have not fought one in defense before, I encourage you to go and fight one to discover for yourself. Because this kind of thing cannot be taught by tier list or someone telling you. You have to fight one, then you will know how scary Percival is with the right weapons and with the right awakenings. His awakenings increase his dodge chance, increases. He will gain mana when he dodge, so that is crazy. And he will do more damage to I can't remember if the enemies are fully have full mana or no mana. You know, that's the 5th awaken. But the awaken is that I'm trying to aim for will be the 3rd awaken, because he will gain mana. Actually, 4th awaken. Yeah, 2nd and 4th awaken, he will gain 10% dodge chance. So you know, you 20% dodge chance just by himself. But with his faction, then he can have up to 45% dodge chance, and then you decrease the enemy's accuracy. You don't have to hit him you won't be hitting him anymore. And then when he dodge, he will gain mana, so he will keep And then his skill, basically, his passive, he is immune to all debuffs, so you can't change him into a mushroom. It decreases his mana gain, but basically he uses his skill, he deals damage, and then he drains your mana from the 3 heroes that he hit, you know? Or yeah, the hero, the target hero, and the side allies, yeah. So for me, that in that sense, you know, the awakenings and the skill Percibel is just so much more usable, so much more scarier for me than Zania. Alright, so there you go. Let's go to the next one, Kalani. Wow, I talk so much about the dark heroes. It's like almost as if I love them, or like, you know, I would want them, huh? But yeah, they are very strong. Kalani, where is she, huh? I thought we did one on her. She's disappeared. But over here, she is in the B tier. I guess my reasoning for her would be that, yeah, she gives debuffs, you know, she gives debuffs. I think it's decrease in the defense, yeah, and then she does arrow effect damage to the enemy, so that is useful for her. But and you know, I guess, you know, she's from the Dark Force, so she does lifesteal as well. Apart from that, yeah, so she can be quite strong for a player that is new to the game. But when you play higher in the tier, then you might not be useful for campaign or other modes of the game, you know. PvP, offense, possibly, maybe not for defense too much, because, you know, she's just about the attack and the debuff defense drop, but really not protection or anything, so she might not even survive that far herself. So that's why I think B is quite reasonable for her. Let's move on to Sylvia, 4-star just beside, and Sylvia is B. I rated her B overall, C to B for PvE, B for PvP offense, B for defense, average for dependent on faction, and B for mono dark. Sylvia is a very interesting hero because she's actually very good when you first start the game, because, you know, she can control the enemy's mana, she can deal damage, and I guess when I first started the game, one of my first decks that I used was Isebrod, and that got me quite far in the game and in campaign. So I got fond memories of Isebrod faction and Sylvia's function. She gives the freeze to all enemies, so if you got her and you've got Karma or Ahu, you know, you can pair Sylvia with Ahu, and Karma is beautiful. Alright, so yeah, that's good. Control wise, she's good. Let's go down the list. Right now we are in Francis territory, which is the C tier right now. Okay, so going down the list. Okay, Francis, I rated him C as well overall. PvE D to C, C to B for PvP offense, C to B for defense as well, average for faction dependent, B to A for mono dark. He does quite a lot of damage, especially to the weaker element, and I think he's slow charging, and he can dispel the enemy. He does them for multiple hits on his damage as well. I have done a video where he did like quite a lot of damage, but I haven't really explored him too much, so I guess I will have to find time to do that for him to see where he is at. If he's at 150, I'm not sure if he's level 90 or 120 right now. For me, maybe 150 he might be different, but right now maybe because there are other better choices like Mary, you know. So when you have a hero in the higher tier list, you know, like Mary, you know, here for the dark heroes, obviously you aren't going to, you know, if you have better option, you're not going to consider the lower option. So that is what exactly Francis is like. Alright, so let's move on to the next one, which is Venus. Okay, so Venus is in C- tier, right? Oh no, C-. So sad. Everybody that draw Venus is like quite sad. And I did a hero review on Venus. I did mention in my video, and I still will say it right now. Venus deserves a buff, okay? Right now against Irelia and other heroes like Sigmund, Joser now, Wukong, she's not doing enough damage fast enough. But Venus is more like a, you know, you ramp it up, you know, you have to use her with the faction. So let's go through it. I rated her B overall, so I actually rated her higher than C- over here. I rated her C to A for PvE, C to A for PvP offense, B for defense, yes for faction dependent, A to S for mono duck team. So as you can see from the mono duck team, I used her there, and she's a very fast charge hero. She can hold the energizing weapon to get everybody mana. She can use her skill multiple times very quickly to give Damon the charge, so she's good, excellent in mono duck team. She relies on her faction because, you know, the more if you're going to use her just with Chattingdale, that is the best, because that is also one of the best, so because they will give her the buffs, and then she will increase in her damage. Then she can do, she is basically, her skill is single target heavy damage, and then she puts poison on them, and they will take a lot of damage. And she can also, I think her third awaken, let me see, first awaken increases her critical chance when she uses her skill. Third awaken, she will recover HP when she does critical damage. The fifth awaken, her poison will last for 2 more turns, so long lasting. So that's really incredible. So far to date, I only know of one more other person. I know of one person in the Discord chat that has her awaken 5. Right now Venus is only awaken 3 for me, and that's good enough for me. Yeah, but I feel like she definitely has a use, but obviously in a very niche setting that the general wider population may not have the heroes or the weapons in place to utilize her fully. So that's why she scored C- here. Okay, let's go to the next one, Sarona. Okay, Sarona, my Sarona. And she is in the D+ tier, is it? I think that's the meme. Yeah, I think we are just given her D+ as a part of a meme, and I'll leave that to you guys to figure out why she's D+. Kenny is gonna and the rest is, oh my god. Alright, Sarona, I rated her C overall, rated her D to C for PvE, C for PvP offense, C for defense average, average for faction dependent, C to B for mono duck. So same reason as Francis. You got Mary. If you got Mary, you got other option. You would use the Mary. You won't use Francis. You won't use Sarona. Sarona skill does a big explosion. Yep. Few thousand damage sometimes, but you know, it's usually it's like 2 basically if you use a Mary, you can get twice or thrice, okay, 2 times or 3 times or 4 times that damage. Okay, so that's why Sarona is D+. Let's go to Caitlyn right now. It's an interesting one because she's in the D tier list here, but I beg to differ. I rated her C overall, C to B PvE, C to B PvP offense, C to B defense, no for faction dependent, and F for mono duck. Okay, never use Caitlyn in mono duck because her skill, she is a healer, but she is the best healer for the light team. Okay, and you need to read the skill to basically see why. Because she heals the light heroes and she will keep healing all the light heroes the more heroes you have from right to left. But she won't. If you put dark heroes, right, she will only heal one hero, which is to the left side of her. The best way to use her in the team is to use her on the right side, complete far right, and then 4 light heroes on, or 3 light heroes, and then another element hero on the far left, the extreme left, so that she will heal everybody. Otherwise, she will only heal, if you use her in a mono duck, she will only heal one guy, and then that's it. So no use over there. She is a supportive hero. She is, I use her to hold energizing weapon. That's about it. Okay. So, yeah. Let's go to the last hero, Mr. Sammy. And I rated him overall C. I rated him PvE D to C. PvP offense C. Defense B. Yes for faction dependent, and B for mono duck. Okay, Sammy is from the Royal Guards faction and he does counter attacks 100% but a lower percentage because of 100% chance. He is good as a defender, but obviously when you play the game more and more, you got better option, you will go for the better option. But as it is, we just put him in the D- category. Alright, so guys, there you have it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tier list comprehensive breakdown. And if you guys, I've gone through all the heroes as much as I could, including their setups, the reasoning, my reasoning. And it's okay if you guys, don't agree. We are not here to change your mind. We are just here to give you a perspective. If you have or don't have the heroes, or you have the weapons or don't have the awakenings, the setups, the different heroes. My credibility is that I played this game since myself and the rest, okay? Some of the rest. We've played this game. I've played this game since, let me see, August last year, for a few months already. I have all the heroes in this game right now. I have a lot of weapons, exclusive weapons as well, 5-star weapons. I have the runes. I have everything, okay, that a person could wish for right now. I think as much as they could. And I have tested a lot of team composition, and I have also awakened the heroes as much as I can, or like what I said in the middle of this video. Most of my 5-star heroes are fully awakened, and 4-star heroes are all awakened. So, and also I have a lot of resources, and I have leveled a lot of heroes to 150, 180, and my total team power is right now standing at 199k. Alright, so I'm almost hitting 200k for total team power. So you can take my word that I have credibility. I'm also a moderator on Discord, and I didn't do this document by myself. I worked on this document with 10 other members, including people who spend money, people who are free to play, and we gave our views individually so that we don't influence each other first, and then after that we came together to discuss and agree on heroes rating that were extreme, or were a bit more like, someone gave A and another person gave F, for example. So there we go. This has been a really great time, and maybe we'll just have like 5-10 minutes of Q&A. If you guys got any question, right now is the best chance to put it in the comments. I'm just going to quickly answer them, and once I finish answering them, I'm off, man. I'm off to bed. It's 12:03 a.m. right now. Wow, guys, I dedicate so much time. I did like what, 4 hours 4 hours of live stream for you guys. Haven't even eaten my dinner yet, you know. Okay, let's have a look at the questions, okay? And you guys can put your questions right now. It'll be good. Benson, I thought Sigmund was a dark hero. He's fire. Yep. Sigmund is always been a red heroes. Alexander, bro, I'm going to watch all your Antia videos after this stream. I learned more in the past 2 hours than I've done playing Googling for 2+ weeks. Thank you so much. That would be awesome. And you know, you can always comment on my YouTube videos. And due to my work schedule, I work full day, 9 to 5 hours. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I respond to comments when I'm free. So sometimes there can be a lag time of like 1 to 3 days or a few days when I respond. But I do read all your comments when you write them on my videos. So feel free to write them and I will respond when I can. Alright? Very happy that you learn something from the videos. I think that's the purpose. That's the purpose of why we have this, okay? And Alexander is, do you have a standard team composition for PvE? Mono teams are, and depending on what element the enemy is definitely the way to go, but that will be end stage kind of method already. So watch my videos and you will see from there, and then we can go from there, huh? Let's see. Sensei, yeah. Kenny, great stream and overview. Nehe, thank you so much, and very, very happy to work alongside you and the rest in creating this tier list. You know, it's been a really good pleasure discussing and throwing out the ideas, you know, what we think are practical and realistic for the community, because obviously not everybody is going to have a +5 4-star hero or a +5 5-star hero. So I'm really, really happy to work with yourself and Aster and Illuminator, BlueTurtle, ggEZ. Is that everybody? Zyrax, Illuminator, yeah. To really discuss what are the views and the constraints that, you know, free to play players face in this game when playing. Yeah. Tanel. Yay! Taneo is here as well. Welcome. You just joined at the last moment, or were you just silently watching the stream, huh? Give Venus love. Yeah. I definitely give her a lot of love, but I know lots of people who, you know, they just drew her for their first 5-star, or like you know, they don't have the other weapons or hero. It can be quite difficult and demoralizing, but I tried to show a hero review on Venus before on my channel, and also Mono Dark Team how to use Venus. So I would love it if people go check them out and then find out how to use heroes, because what I'm doing here is I love to show the potential of heroes in different setups, and there is no my philosophy is there is no useless heroes, but you know, you have to make each hero work with whatever potential they come with, huh? Yeah. Sensei, no love for Venus, or the love go to Sarona. Oh, I thought you said that was man love. Yeah. Yeah, alright, okay. Was working, huh, Tanya? Yeah. Have to rewatch all the hours of Prof. Nehe. Oh, okay, you have a long video to watch then, hey? If yeah, 4.5 hours I think of footage, eh? But hope you guys enjoy the sessions here, and I will put the credits to the people that have collaborated on this tier list along with me, because it's good to appreciate them. If you see them talking in the Discord channel, go and say thank you to them, because without them this whole tier list would not have been possible or done right now, you know, and we would have not the data or the discussion that we are having right now. So but this is the first chapter, and hopefully as we get more people, I think if you are interested to help out on this tier list in the future, drop me a PM, drop the other collaborators a PM, and we will think about including you in the discussion, you know. And it's gonna be a friendly, open discussion, no hostility involved, okay? Otherwise we'll kick you. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, hope you guys really enjoy this. I'll put all the I've got a lot of time signatures to put in for the various heroes, or maybe I'll just put them for the, yeah, and then, you know, everybody can go and review it again if you ever feel lost about a certain hero in Call of Antia. This is Nehe, and I hope you guys have a great time. Good night, guys. See ya. Goodbye.